people are so deceived. And then back to the point about AI music, I completely can imagine you sitting there and listening to that crap, because AI can't be creative on its own. You have to be creative to know the prompts. So it's kind of like you saw people doing a poor job and it's like, oh, look at that. I can do that better. And so you became focused, and I'm your biggest fan. I'm seriously not trying to be like groveling, but you're my new favorite artist. And I never thought I would say that about someone who makes AI music. So let's listen to one of your songs and then we'll get into the show. Here we go.
Survive in battle. Warriors fight another day. For Valhalla, eternal castle. Fearless till the end of days.
Oh my gosh. That just gives me the chills, King Stephen. I am just blown away with, I mean, there's so many different styles of music that you've created, but that's just the one that you happen to send me that I like the most. Power metal is my favorite genre of music. I mean, it really, really moves me. And so thank you for, you know, you just offhand was like, oh, I can do that. Anything you can do, King Stephen can do better. Well,
Thank you, Rose. I do have that saying, I am the Raven King. I can do anything. And I do have that kind of confidence at this age. I may not have had, I was more of a shy, introverted, more introverted than shy, more daydreaming. I wasn't necessarily always shy, but uh, just around someone new mostly when I was growing up as a young boy. But I was always creative and dreamy and someone that liked to daydream. And I didn't have as much confidence then. And it just grew over my life where I realized at a certain point that whatever I could set my mind to, I know it sounds cliche, but I can learn whatever I want. And in this life, in this realm, they never tell intelligent kids, even gifted kids, they don't encourage them. They don't let them know, "Hey, we know you're an intelligent kid. You can learn anything. You're capable of doing this. If you're interested in this, go for it." They should be teaching kids this in elementary school rather than just shoving them into a classroom or even into an advanced or gifted class, which they did with me. And I wasn't interested in what I actually got into a fight with a little ginger redheaded kid when I was put in the gifted math class in elementary school. Within the first week or two, I think it was probably within the first 2 weeks, he was jealous of me actually being the new kid because he was already in that class and they kind of just discovered somehow that, oh, he's gifted in math, we should put him in here. He's bored with the regular math class about me, so they put me in there and I was treated like the new kid and he got jealous like, "Oh, Steven's a new superstar when it comes to math." He started bitching and I think making threats against me and I ended up putting him in a headlock and we were unsupervised. It was like a gifted class where we could work on our own and at our own pace. So if we wanted to do 7th, 8th grade math when we were in 6th grade, we could do that. We could work ahead at our own speed. And a teacher happened to open the door to see, is everything okay here? He heard one of the teachers heard someone yell out. One of the girls in the gifted class got excited about a fight happening, and then I was kicked out of the class and put back to the regular math class. But I didn't care. I was like, I don't give a shit about what class I'm in. But what I'm getting at is, most people are not encouraged that way. They're not told, hey, not just with math, but you're gifted or you're capable. Just forget the word gifted. You're capable of learning whatever you want in this life. And I think that should be a message that's shared with children growing up where if they want to learn how to ski, if they want to learn how to make music, if they want to learn how to draw, paint. I wasn't encouraged to draw and paint. I learned all of these things on my own as an adult. It's not something that I was taught in school or encouraged to do. And it's so for some of us, it hits like a revelation. I think that you can do whatever you set your mind to. You can learn anything. And obviously, I'm not talking about the low IQ, sub 80 IQ peasants. I am talking about ones that are capable, but you see what I'm saying.
Absolutely. Mind precedes all. And people are not told that they're capable. They're, given an A or a B or a C or a D. And looking back, I mean, of course, the focus of the show isn't the chronology of history, but we know that there has been a time where there was some civilizations that used the idea of the apprentice. So adults were observing the children and paying attention to what skills they were possibly showing. And then when someone who was maybe, going through puberty, I don't know, maybe like the age of 10 to 14, sometimes they would be sent to be an apprentice and actually working under someone and given the opportunity to really thrive in an area that interests them. But now, what's being done is the whole Prussian education system of obedience to create button pushers. And the ironic thing now is that I'm giving you the spiel that I've spoken for like a decade, and I'm realizing that that's now evolving, and they don't even need button pushers anymore. Things are going to get overtaken by AI. And I don't know how you feel about my assessment, but people will be offended and scared if they were to find out that podcasting, this whole industry that's just gone, is just total garbage. AI is going to replace it, and it's collected so much data from us human beings responding to their staged events that people aren't even going to care. They're going to know they're listening to fake podcasts with fake people, but they don't care because they're being given what they wanted. And this might sound crazy to people now, but think about how crazy ChatGPT may have sounded 10 years ago. Oh, people aren't going to be able to think their own thoughts before they respond to someone. They're going to have to double check with an artificial intelligence. They would have thought that was crazy. Oh, human beings aren't going to go that low. But like such, it's a free fall. How do you feel about that assessment about podcasts? People are not going to be making money and being able to grift off of podcasts selling, Viagra pills. There's going to be AI podcast that was specifically tailored for their specific mentality, beliefs, and temperament. What do you think of that?
I do think they will love it. They'll gravitate towards it. They'll probably embrace it and think it's much better because it's
Yeah.
catering to them, pandering to them. People like to be pandered to, the average person. They don't want to be provoked. Thought provoking involves provoking people. And sometimes people forget that. I know it sounds simple, but I do provoke people. And
I like
for
it.
good, for good or bad, that's what thought requires. It requires to be provoked, a thought, a spark. If I just feed people the shit they want to hear, that doesn't help them. It doesn't help me. It doesn't it doesn't help either of us grow intellectually or spiritually. And I think AI is going to do that. It's going to please them and pander to them and be custom tailored to them. And like you said, people would have laughed and said, "No way!" 10 years ago, are people going to be doing that? I would have thought, even 30 years ago in 1995, you could have said that to me, and I would have said, "Yeah, that sounds about right,"
Yeah.
because I thought people were zombies then. 30
Yeah.
years ago. In the 90s, I would speak with my best friends back then and say it's a zombie society. People are on zombie tracks. They're like robots. They're very predictable. They're easily socially engineered, easily guided. I noticed all that longer than like 30 plus years ago.
Yeah, you pretty much you're like in the Alex Jones era of understanding, like, or I should actually say Bill Cooper. I don't know how old you are, but I'm 40, so I can't put myself in your bracket. It's funny how we should create our own. You know how there's millennials and Gen X, like in the truther world. Then you can talk about the George Carlin era. There's been different eras of people who have spoken the truth and been aware, and you've always known. For me, though, it was 9/11 that sealed the deal, that I knew the feelings inside, that I was right. I was like, oh, there you go. I've been right about all of these feelings. And then it took me a couple of years to be able to articulate it. And then, of course, do the research to prove that something was wrong. And then I'm sure that you had a similar experience that from a child, you knew that something was terribly wrong. And that is what I invited you to speak about tonight. That's your area of expertise, is what the hell, no pun intended, or actually, yeah, pun intended, what the hell is going on here in this existence? I have been overwhelmingly obsessed with trying to make sense of this existence, and I've been overwhelmed and bombarded all my life with all these different gurus and religions and explanations that are all trying to look on the bright side of things. And what I appreciate about you is you're telling it like it is about what's being shown right in front of our faces. And instead of trying to make it fit into the equation that's comfortable, you're saying, look at what's happening. How can this be explained? So if we're going to have an objective conversation where we know people who are listening are going to get triggered or may not agree, it's still good to provoke thought, provoke people to think. Let yourself consider the ideas that we're going to discuss, which is that humans are a lot of times on your show you'll use the word demons, cockroaches, and people will be like, oh gosh, he's so arrogant, he acts like he's better. Well, I think there are some humans that are better and superior to others. I named our last show, the first show we did together, Demanding Excellence. So I love your video, the Esoterica series about equality. For some reason, I had chosen at some point to put this in my Google document, your video, Esoterica series, Are Most People Good? And we can even play a little bit of that at some point, depending on if we're getting engrossed in conversation or if we're playing other clips that I picked for us to watch. But do you want to respond to what I just said before I suggest the first animalistic tab that I hope makes you very amused?
Sure, I do agree that we're not people are not equal. We're not all the same. We're not at the same level. Like I mentioned with the gifted class for math for gifted students, we're not at the same level. I noticed in 6th grade, some kids in 6th grade had trouble doing basic multiplication and math and adding and subtracting and just basic stuff. Right there, we're seeing inequality. At the Olympics, you're going to see inequality. You're not going to see a 5'2" Asian guy from China running the 100-meter dash and outrunning Jamaicans that are 6'6". People can notice it in athletics, but they don't want to admit to it that there's inequality and differences beyond race, beyond the ability to run fast. You don't see too many black swimmers winning the sprinting races in the pool at the Olympics. You usually see a certain group of men dominating that. So there are differences physically that people notice and they take for granted and don't think too much about. They're just like, of course, a black guy won from West Africa or from Jamaica. It's one or the other in the sprinting events, right? The 100-meter at the
Yeah.
Olympics. Now, beyond that, morally, we're different. I'm morally superior to someone that has kidnapped and raped women, for example, sex offenders.
You don't that we don't do that here. We don't censor our speech. I
Oh,
rebuke
okay.
the decimation of the English language, and we say rape, we say sexual assault. We even
Okay.
go as far to say dead, someone or suicide. That those are
It's
things
just
that
that I've
happen
lost
in
so many
reality.
channels. I would that's the only otherwise I would say all those the language, but I've been struck so many times and lost channels on YouTube,
I
shut
don't
down,
believe
but
it's for that. I believe they may have used that as an excuse. I
yeah.
believe that you're censored for other reasons other than those silly
I'm
things.
too handsome. I do agree with that, Rose. I think that's part of it. I'm too sexy, too handsome, and they're just like, yeah, his voice. Ladies love El Diablo, and we can't handle this guy being on YouTube. We just can't handle him being on here. We got to suppress him and get rid of him somehow. But what I was getting at is, physically, it's obvious to even demon tard idiots, absolute demon tards, that physically some people run faster than others, and it's mostly black people that dominate year after year after year, every Olympics, the Summer Olympics, at the speed sprint races in track and field.
Yeah.
It's not a surprise to anyone. But if they think about it, wait a second, we're physically different. There are reasons for this, biological reasons, but there's also differences in intelligence and emotional intelligence and morality and spirituality and creativity. Some people can try to draw for their whole life and they just can't draw very well. Other people are naturally gifted at drawing and painting. I can show my artwork. I didn't study anywhere. I just learned on my own.
There,
So
yeah,
that
it's
is the
very
difference.
interesting. There are people that can play music by ear, and then there are people like me who I need sheet music. And I don't know if it's a Dumbo's feather type situation or it's just that's the way I was taught by sheet music. But my parents, I didn't think that I could ever be an artist. And it wasn't until I took it as a college class that I realized you can be taught to draw. It's the way you're looking at the outlines of the shapes. And that's what you were talking about earlier. People aren't, encouraged to go in the area that they could thrive in because they don't even know that it's possible.
Yes. And it's interesting. and I'm not a communist at all, but there are communist countries that recognize gifts in children and will encourage that and help them in gymnastics. The Chinese, Russians, they've done this and produced, let's say, in the 60s and 70s and back in those ages, going way back many decades ago, generations ago, where they would have whole schools where they would focus on that. That's the child's love, gymnastics. So they wouldn't make them focus on things that were going to be useless for them in life that they would never use. And they would foster that in them and encourage them and support them as a country to learn how to become great at gymnastics, and they end up being a world class gymnast, let's say, or a world class weightlifter or wrestler in Russia, things like that. That's why they dominated, because they'd recognize, oh, this 8-year old or this 6-year old is fantastic at this, has a natural aptitude for this. So they wouldn't say, oh, we're going to force you to do shit that you're not good at, that you hate. We're going to try to make you turn you into a mathematician and study this. They would focus on, oh, we're going to help them become a gymnast or a musician, a violinist or whatever. So
Or
their
an artist
system,
like you. Let me just plug
yeah,
and say that you have incredible art. You have your own art studio where you can go. And I bought, just for me, it's easiest to buy mugs from people because it's like I get to I look at all my mugs and the different ones that I collect. Because if I buy a big painting, then I have to bother someone to hang it up for me. But if there are people out there that are thinking about, oh, I need some art for my wall. If you look at Steven's, I forgot which site you host on. There's Redbubble and all these different places. Printify. What do you use? Can you put your link in the chat, in the private chat, so that I can copy and paste it and it's a
yeah, sure.
clickable link? Okay, thank you so much. You had that very readily available. I
I
really have,
usually have that tab open because I'm asked that a lot if I could share the link
it's
to my one of
incredible.
my sites.
That's why I'm so like with the visual artwork that you do and your ability to create so many different genres of music. And I've never heard any artificial intelligent music that I would like headbang to in my car and really actually listen to more than like my favorite music from the past. It's only before this, the closest was that it would make me laugh, like you have the Coochie Chakra
Yeah,
song that someone else created, but just
yeah.
that wasn't, technically, like it wasn't technical music that impressed me for its complexity. It was just funny. Now you're creating music that, I mean, how does it work? I mean, I would never want to do anything without your permission, but if I wanted to, since it's AI, I could just steal that from you and play it wherever I want. How does that work these days legally?
Well, I do have the right. I could commercialize my any AI art, whether it's music, images, because I did pay to register, so it is my work.
Okay,
Um,
good.
so
You
yeah, I
should.
can share it with you. I can share it with whoever I want. I could play it. I could also monetize my channel or start an AI music channel. I don't need the money, so I don't have to start a channel for monetization.
But you still
Um,
should.
but I could. I do own the rights to the music that I make.
Okay. So
So
you could allow me to play it, but then you could
yeah,
sue someone
absolutely.
else for playing it.
Yeah, I
Just
could copyright it. I could copyright, and I could then, if I wanted to, strike channels that played it that I didn't want to.
you
I'm not in the
should.
business of striking channels. Other people on YouTube strike my channel. But the key, I think, is I do a lot of tweaking. I don't just type in 10, 12, 15 prompts, 20 prompts, um, prompt, comma, and then prompt. I do a lot of tweaking with the lyrics. Like it'll spit out lyrics, and I'll read the lyrics before even playing the song, and add my own lyrics. But it changes lyrics as well, and then you can tweak, and I'll say change lyric from this and quote. Let's say it says blah blah blah, this that the other, to Viking strong, and then I'll make up a lyric. So I'm tweaking lyrics. I'm tweaking guitars, down tuning guitars, sometimes adding more distortion. It takes a while to get a complete song, at least for me, what I do. I don't just type in one prompt, AI spits it out and go, "Oh, that's good enough. Great."
Yeah,
I'm more of a perfectionist where I'll go through and go add more cello here, change the intro this way, tweak this, and I might sit there tweaking something until I'm basically hitting the maximum for that AI that kind of allows you to
yeah,
tweak with something because I just do it so much and then I'll add remixes and different versions and then I'll save them all and play them and see which one I like best before I share it on my show. So it is a process, at least for me. I do spend time on it and it is addictive and it's fun as well. It's fun doing it. And it's being like like being a producer, a lyricist because you can write all of the lyrics if you want or you can write partial. I can write half the lyrics for a song and allow the AI to come up with a chorus or allow it to come up with a bridge, a verse, and then I can alter their lyrics. As I said, I can say change lyrics. I can get it to rewrite the lyrics or I can rewrite them manually on my own. There's a lot of tweaking that goes on. There's a lot of
yeah,
tweaking that's allowed, that's available for people, and I don't think they use it because they're
yeah.
spitting out bubblegum pop, and I've never liked that sound, that radio sound,
I hate
high
that.
treble, and it just sounds like the Backstreet Boys or something to me.
I can't
It
stand
sounds
it.
like it sounds like In Sync, and it's that poppy, high voiced type of pop music sound, and it just isn't appealing to me. A lot of what I see on other channels.
No.
I like I like more depth in music. I like more meaningful lyrics. I like tempo changes. A lot goes into it. Like when I started doing this, I was thinking, damn, maybe I could have been a producer when I was younger or something. Because I would love to work with bands and say, let's try this. Let's down tune your guitars. Let's add more distortion to this part of the song. Hey, could you play that again this way? And there's producers that aren't necessarily musicians that can play guitars, bass, pianos, keyboards. They can't play every instrument, but I have an ear for music, I think,
Yeah.
and I'm able to look at it that way and say what works. I'm going to play it again and go, maybe this would work better if I change this part, if I change the intro, the outro, the chorus, the verse, if I change the way the cello sounds or the way the guitars sound. If I want to make the guitars heavier, more crunchy, more grungy, more, and I'll do that with these songs that I'm creating. I'll try to tweak it to get the sound that I want in the final version.
Well, you're doing a fantabulous job. I don't even know where I first heard that like fake word, fantabulous. But I want to switch topics. There are so many things I wanted to discuss with you. You already were talking about equality versus inequality. You mentioned West Africans. I want to talk about Black people so much with you about different observations because I just had this
Let's talk about the Negroes, the
interaction.
darkies, the niggas.
So, but before that, the appetizer to that topic is that I know you know who David Weiss is, and I used to be close with him, and I would do live streams with him. And he is very gung ho on selling his flat Earth, sun, and moon zodiac app. And many people who are subbed to my channel may have found my channel because of his app. And Jaron went to Antarctica and disproved his model, and he's always been the friend, always on business, like very friendly, and he'll always try and be as diplomatic as possible and kind of just do the hustle, going on as many podcasts as possible to sell his app. And I was very disappointed in him when he started saying that he thought that Jaron's trip was fake and that he didn't really go, or that he was deceived. He just wasn't willing to take information and accept new information and accept it, even if it meant that his app was wrong. And I always told him, hey, if you find out that your pizza pie Antarctica ice wall model is wrong, you could still sell your app and tell people, hey, wherever you can see, wherever it's noon, like wherever the sun is where it's noon. But were you aware, King Stephen, that he had a complete and utter public meltdown, and it's the most hysterical thing ever?
I wasn't aware of his meltdown. I heard about his app probably over a year, 2 years ago or so. Whenever he came out with it, I remember hearing about it and seeing him speak about it on YouTube. But his meltdown was it over Jaren or over what was it over?
So basically it's like the name of the video that I'm sharing here, it's named like Flurf on Flurf action, because it's like other flat earthers were questioning him because he's like basically a repeater and a regurgitator, and he's not really doing his own research. Like he used to call me up and be like, so what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And so I guess I'll just play it for you, because my point in sharing this is that to me, it's shocking that someone who's always trying to be professional, it seems like we're going through a transitional era where people are being affected somehow. I don't know if it's an electromagnetic frequency, but people are becoming way more animalistic. So that's why I'd start with this meltdown and then, go to more different kinds of meltdowns with different.
Okay, sure. Roll it. Let's see this. Let's see his meltdown.
Okay.
From Ether Cosmology too, right?
Those guys are fucking genius, far beyond my understanding. I'm like,
no, they're just as dumb as you. They just put on a better facade of pretending to understand.
You guys fucking run with it. And then they said that I ran. No, I didn't run. I don't work with demons, period. That's what I said to Duffy.
You run. You're a chicken.
Also, you guys are fucking showing the picture of Duffy. Boy, Victor, you're a fucking dick. You know the story behind that picture. That picture was when I was at the Greg Locke debate. Duffy comes up to me, as a million other people, hey, I'm a big fan. Duffy comes to me and goes, I'm a big fan. Can I get a picture? And his buddy took a picture of me. He points at me. He smiles. I'm like, hey, do I know you? Do you have a channel? He goes, no, but you will soon. And he left. And I've
listen closely to what Dave's about to say.
Never, ever spoken to him since then or before then. But you
really? You've never spoken to him since then or before then? Dave, are you sure you're telling the truth there?
You guys are saying, oh, we don't make assumptions. We don't do things unless we have evidence, right? You have no fucking evidence on anything you've claimed about me. Contract? What fucking contract? That would mean I have to be in contact with somebody that says I'm in charge, that you have to do this, Dave. Nobody has ever fucking told me what to do. Ever in this. I've done all of this myself. All the fucking interviews I get are all done myself. All the things. Now, other flat earthers say, hey, Dave, this is a good argument. That's a bad argument. I listen to stuff. I learn stuff. I change.
No, he just parrots. If somebody sends him a meme, he doesn't check it. He just chucks it in his deck. That's it. He doesn't do any verification.
I'm just pausing this for a second. I may have chosen a timestamp too early. I really don't want to bore you, King Stephen, because I thought you were more familiar with him. But it's along the idea of your Esoterica series video. Are people good people? And so it's like you go through maybe years of talking to someone and you think that they're such a good person. They're always so giving, sending out gifts and, looking into your eyes and asking if you're doing okay. And then and then something happens and it'll be like the flip of a switch. And you realize, oh my gosh, I can't believe this nice person is a liar. And what happens is when they get caught in the lies, they're flipping out like this. So he hasn't gotten to the biggest level of anger yet, but it's coming in just a second.
I used to say that the circling sun in Antarctica would prove the Earth is a fucking globe. I was wrong about that.
You're wrong about everything. If you were wrong about those things, what makes you think you're right about the other things that you think? You don't have a way to evaluate whether or not you're right or wrong about stuff.
Then you know what? I don't think, Austin and I disagree. I think they faked the fucking sun in Antarctica. You guys think they faked all of Antarctica, which is even fucking crazier than what I'm thinking, right? You guys are fucking making assumptions and just putting them out there like fucking facts. Shut the fuck up. I'm talking.
I just want to
calm down, Dave.
Relax, Dave.
Relax.
Fuck you guys.
Relax.
Fuck you guys.
Man,
Fuck you guys. You guys suck. You guys are the fucking shit. You don't
relax,
wake up anybody.
Dave. Okay, Dave, you want to hear it before you go?
Dave.
Chill,
Dave,
bro.
Fuck you.
Dave.
And fuck everyone.
You want to listen? You want to listen? You want to listen in Will Duffy's work?
So I just thought that was interesting because that would be akin to you. Imagine you showing up on time to interviews. You have a product and you can control your emotions. It would be like, headline news. Oh my gosh, King Stephen loses it. For him to be that passionately repeating himself. And also, I don't know if you picked up on this, but in the midst of what he was saying, because I really pay attention to the words people use, and I hear them like accidentally say what they didn't mean. And he said it one specifically when you guys are the fucking shit. Isn't that a colloquialism as a compliment? Like, I love you,
Yeah,
and you're the
he
shit.
messed it up.
You're the
He
shit.
messed it up out of his anger.
I thought
It's like, I hate you. You're the shit. It's like, well, calling someone the shit is a compliment. So he's kind of confused. He got so emotional. He got confused.
Yeah. So now there's this other, there's nothing really to say about that. That's just an example of someone who wouldn't normally lose their composure. But
I'm
now,
usually pretty composed, but fuck you all. Fuck you all. Fuck you all. It's just, that was pretty funny. He really did lose it.
yeah. Now, did you hear about this brawl at Domino's? I called it I thought of you. I was like, ooh, it's the Demonos brawl.
Oh, I haven't seen the Demonos brawl. What group of people is this here that start chimping out?
I like this guy. JLR investigates. He starts his videos with breaking news, and he's a guy who's done very well for himself. Just basically like talking about headline news. He's dedicated to his live streams, just being on top of the news. So sometimes there will be really, really funny situations like this. Let's see here. I don't know if he strikes, but I guess I'll find out now. Did I share it with audio? Or maybe I'm having internet issues. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, but I guess maybe it's starting with the security footage, but it's buffering. Here we go. I think the brawl begins.
Complete chaos and mayhem in a Domino's Pizza, Glassboro, New Jersey.
For some reason, my internet connection is having issues. Do you see this?
That happened over the weekend, Halloween weekend. Groups of children, teenagers, congregated inside a Domino's Pizza, fight, riot.
Usually it's at Popeyes or KFC, so Domino's, I haven't seen one of these.
2 people there.
Right down this hallway.
I'm going to have to give up on this tab, but I mean, I guess you've got the picture and you can look it up yourself. I'll put the link in the chat. I'm almost wondering if we should exit and I should hardwire my laptop, because if we're already having connection issues.
I can hear you fine. You're not choppy, or you're coming through fine, but maybe, I don't know, that video was kind of buffering. So maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe you should do that. But so far, your voice has been no choppiness, no roboting, no issues.
Yeah.
Maybe someone in the chat can let us know how we're coming through with them. But
you and I know that YouTube, the YouTube video was not acceptable. That's unacceptable. The audio, our audio is fine, but it's just I'm not a satisfied customer when I see that sharing a tab on Chrome is buffering. So I don't know if I need to go to isitme.com, but I'll just give it one more chance to behave itself. Let's move it. We already saw the beginning. Let's see if we can get someone talking about it.
A bunch of people like throwing punches at each other, even at my coworkers. All I saw was one girl turn around and just deck another girl in the face. Out of nowhere, I look to my left, there's a chair just flying right down this hallway.
And again, it hit one of the officers in the back of the head as they're trying to bring control to the situation. If you know who those 2 suspects are, and I believe we also have some of the isolated of the stills, so you can get a good look at their faces, of who they are. It's also on our website, certainly.
That one standing at a table be looking like Tupac.
If you know.
with the tied in the front, the bandana tied in the front, the forehead. There was one on the left-hand side of the screen. That chick that worked for Domino's kind of reminds me of a female Landry. Like if Landry had a mullet, if Landry kind of had a mullet, there was a similarity there. But it's the usual suspects chimping out. I didn't know they ate Domino's though. Usually it's KFC, Popeyes, McDonald's drive-through that they're chimping out and losing it.
I have absolutely zero mercy for any of this behavior. I think this is animalistic savagery and should be called that. And people shouldn't be like offended if the people who are acting, it's like, oh, if they're black, you can't say chimp it out, but they're chimping out. So that's the perfect way of describing what they're doing. And if I know it, I would say they were chimping out as well.
Yes, and on my show, I'll play chimp sounds over this stuff. I'm known for that now.
That's what That's what people don't like about that. That's what makes me laugh, is because you're making it more entertaining and you're pointing out the elephant in the room, and then people think that like somehow you're being mean. You're so mean, King Stephen. Why are you?
Their violence is okay, but my teasing and my comedy of making it more comedic is terrible, I guess.
Exactly,
to them.
And that's why
it's
I
a crime.
all my friends.
I'm the criminal, not the criminals, right?
Yeah, but yeah, during COVID, I was mocking and ridiculing people in masks. I mocked and ridiculed people for the first time in my life. I was a bully. There was a couple of karmic consequences. I told this nice lady, I mean, she seemed like she gave off a nice impression, and she's sitting here with this mask, and I could see this dampness where her mouth is. And I was like, and you can imagine I'm in my little wheelchair. I'm like, you're going to get bronchitis. And as I turned around, I dropped my phone and rolled over it and cracked. And it was embarrassing because I had to struggle to pick it up. And she was probably thinking, that's what you get, you know, germ spreader. But anyway, lessons learned. That was a very, very interesting.
That's actually interesting, because you're right. What people would do is say, well, that's karma. If somebody makes a mistake, people are so quick to jump to these weird conclusions that they want it to be. They'll call it karma. Jack Talcott the other day said about karma, when I baited him and the whole panelverse, saying that, oh, I killed my dad and all this stuff. I had said it on OTWs because OTW did a show with his daughter saying we laugh at anything. They didn't laugh at that. When I came up with that, the laughter stopped. And I thought it was hilarious later because I baited them with something that they said, oh, that's grim. You know, they kicked me off saying, but the title of their whole series, not just show, is We Laugh at Anything. So I thought, I'm going to test that out. I'm going to make them laugh at first. And they were laughing. His daughter, Becky, was laughing. And then eventually it went into family. And I said, she said, sorry, when I said something about my mom was that way. And then eventually I said, yeah, I had to kill my dad when I was 11. And they didn't laugh over it. And I thought that was hilarious that I got kicked off their show for saying something that they couldn't laugh about.
Yeah.
They're like, we got to kick him off. Meanwhile, the whole concept, it wasn't just the live title. They do this show together now. It's a new thing. Daughter and son, We Laugh at Anything is the title. And they didn't laugh at that. And I thought, this is interesting. I'm going to bring this up now on a couple panels. And I did it at Landry's and I did it at Jack's. And the reactions from people is just so interesting, where even Jack said that my suffering and insomnia might be karma. And people make up shit. They make up bullshit to fit what they want. And he said something about maybe you need to suffer. You should suffer more. You haven't suffered enough, stuff like that. And I recorded it because he was being very cruel and sadistic. But
really quick about insomnia. I recently met a 70-year-old woman named Miss Edwina, and through a twist of fate, we spent enough time together to discover all these similarities and parallels in our lives, which is that her family has tons of sets of twins, and she only requires 2 hours per 24 hours. So I can tell you all the other things that we had common, but I really zeroed in on that. And I was like, holy cow, you're 70 years old. So that I now I know I'm not going to die from this, and I can be at peace and know that some people just don't require as much sleep to function and thrive. And because in the past I felt guilty about my insomnia, like it's something wrong with me that needs to be fixed. And it is true that sleeping is the time when you heal. Sleeping is when your body helps your poop form, but like it's the best time for your digestion. So yes, it would be better if I slept more, but I refuse to feel guilty or be told that I need to be on some kind of psychiatric medication just because society says that you need 8 hours of sleep per night. What do you think of that?
I don't think everyone requires the same amount of sleep, the same amount of calories. We're all different in terms of digestion, in terms of metabolism, in terms of our sleep cycles. I think DGM might need psychiatric medication. She's kind of a weirdo and obsessed with me. But I did learn something tonight already, Rose, is I didn't know that I didn't know that darkies like Domino's. Domino's is the darkies pizza. I just found that out tonight. I just learned that because I've never seen so many blacks at any pizza place. That must be their pizza of choice.
I don't know, King Stephen. I know you've mentioned this a couple times since I started playing it, but I think that maybe we need to research it more and be sure, because this could be just a fluke event and it could be that there was a vendetta. I'm just playing devil's advocate here because I want to go along, but look at how dramatic this is. I mean, is this really what goes on at Popeyes every Friday night? This looks like
I didn't even know that black people ate pizza. I didn't know that Negroes and darkies ate pizza until tonight. I thought it was only them eating KFC, watermelon, Popeyes,
I don't believe you.
grape soda, and Kool-Aid.
Let's ask Dolphin Jesus if King Stephen's lying about not knowing. That's another thing. People get mad at you. Can you tell me the script where in the Bible you're sinning by talking about Black Jesus and Dolphin Jesus? Because Jesus shouldn't have to look a certain way. Isn't it okay for there to be a Black Jesus? I feel like it's racist to be mad at you could only show a white Jesus. There he is.
I mean, this is diversity. I thought people wanted diversity and inclusivity. Who else has a dolphin Jesus? Salty Siren on my channel came up with, we have more Jesuses than you can shake a crucifix at. She came up with that
I know if there's
expression.
a loving God who created me in a special way, that he understands my sense of humor. And I feel even better when I see your sense of humor, because I just I can resonate with it. So it is very funny to me when people get angry with your sense of humor, and everyone be like, oh, he talks about how he likes knives. There's 100 million channels about people who talk about how they have the best knives and show how sharp they are and how beautiful they are, and guns.
It's bad only when I do it, though. It's their bias showing through. Their bias, their hatred, their grudges.
But
they're very emotional.
They don't see that you're putting you have an intelligent sense of humor, so you will say things and you will speak in a specific way that makes it more funny. Like maybe if you go on a panel and you sound like you're a little bit sad, I instantly know that you're not actually sad. I know that you're playing the part for the moment, and people have no idea. They're like, oh my gosh, maybe he did kill his dad.
And they'll call that duplicitous and say he's not authentic. They don't get it. That's the thing. And you do get it. So it's funny to me. I mean, there you go. DGM saying Steven is certifiable. She repeats that line constantly for months. And it's just, it's obsessive. I just glanced over there, but Black Jesus, are you here? I brought him with me tonight. I don't know if people can see him, but I did bring Black Jesus along. I'm going to introduce him here.
He's always.
What's up?
What's up?
Yo, motherfuckers.
Am I your nigga and are you my nigga? How does that
work?
Yo,
you be my nigga.
Okay, you
be my nigga, Rose.
Thank you, Black Jesus. I've always
You
wanted
one of my
to be a
bitches.
nigga.
You one of my people.
You're the only one whose bitch I'd want to be. Am I a bottom bitch, nigga?
Yo, my nigga, my motherfuckers. I'm here to rock the show. I'm out in I be out in my watermelon patch with my crow, my Jim Crow, little crow at the bottom here, and my black and gold.
Now let me ask you a question, Black Jesus. Do you like, first of all, the purple drink?
I love the purple drink.
My purple rose and my
Rose,
purple
my
color.
lips be so black they be purple, and I love the purple drink, and I be rocking the purple and gold.
Let me
You
tell
see
you
my
something.
purple robes.
You'll be the Raven King. You could do anything, and I like hanging out with the crows. And did you know that the difference between a crow and a raven is only a matter of opinion? Did you know what opinion is?
Opinions be a cracker thing, though. I think that us black folks, we go by emotion. We be going by emotion and ebonics, and I think I leave all them opinions to the crackers. There's a chick in the chat room that there'd be a chick in the chat room that be calling Black Jesus racist. I know ain't no racist.
Well, I'm such a dork. I couldn't do my joke right, but opinion is like this feather of the corvid species.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They have different pinions, so the difference is only a matter of opinion.
Rosa, I'm be Black Jesus though. I don't know much about them birds except chickens. I love to eat chicken. That's the only bird I know about. I love fried chicken. I love chicken, and that not be racist because everybody love chicken. It ain't just black people. Everybody love chicken, and
Miss
you
Edwina
know it
loves
was.
chicken.
We claim as my people, my black people, my people claim that we created fried chicken, but it was actually it be the Scottish and Europeans that came over to America. They be creating the fried chicken. I just learned that like yesterday.
Okay, so in my very interesting synchronistic weekend where it was really weird because I was sick, you were dealing with your insomnia, and then Jack told me that he was sick, like down for the count. And it was just maybe a weird weekend. I don't know if there was like an electromagnetic, astrological, or just a coincidence. But I met this guy named Key. Okay, so Key is a black man, and everyone thinks that he's saying Keith, ending with a TH. So when he tells you his name, he turns his hand like he's unlocking a door, and he has a necklace with a key on it. And I'm like, oh my God, you poor guy, that you have to have a necklace and a gesture because of your name. And I thought of you because I was thinking about you all weekend because I couldn't communicate with you that I wasn't showing up to our weekend. So because Jason was trying to console me and be like, he knows that you wouldn't just not show up. But it was so fascinating to me. I don't know if you knew about this, so I feel like I'm being an informant. There's something in Black culture in America right now called being a passport bro. So when you're a passport bro, it's like you're very proud of having a passport, and you have to physically take it like out of your bag and show people like, look, I have a passport. And it means that you can travel, like that you're well off enough that you can travel. And I mean, I even agree with the fact that traveling changes you and it gives you a bigger perspective and understanding. So it's kind of like then they start to feel superior to the Black people that didn't that aren't able to travel. And I just think that sense of superiority is very immature, and I just never thought of that. I've never thought of that before. And so basically it went from the passport bro conversation to talking about the division within the Black community and the idea of Black fatigue. I know you know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I do. You know what's funny is the whole superiority with their passport, the passport bro, like, oh, I have a passport, they don't, I'm better than them. Blacks do have that attitude, most of them, where they have that, I'm better than this one. They're always like competing, not just against white people or Asians or Hispanics, but within the so-called black community, which is really not much of a community if you think about it. They just share racial traits. It's not actually a community. If you get what I'm saying, there's no really
Yeah.
common bond to them or binding them. It's they for the most part don't even like each other. Most black people, like, they hate each other. They do drive-by shootings. They have so much violent crime, whether it's in the projects or anywhere. It's not much of a community. It's more of a but anyway, what was I gonna say about that? I was gonna say something about they compete over who's lighter with skin color
They
in the
t- they
so-called
talk
black
about
community.
that. He showed me Key. Remember, it's a Key, not Keith. Key showed me a video on his phone of black women telling a black women on some app where, like, they're just talking audio. It's not video. You just see their profiles, kind of like Clubhouse or maybe the X version of it. And this white guy who was just trying to kind of like white knight and be like, oh, what can we do for you goddesses? And they literally were saying, could you just kill all the black men? So that's like so crazy and insane and unbelievable that he's like, we're getting our passports and we want to leave the country and never come back and get away from these crazy people, because that's how bad it's gotten. Did you know that there was women that were actually saying that?
I knew a little bit about that, but for the most part, that with the black or the black passport bros, I heard about that probably within the last year. I think so,
Yeah.
and it was related to them mostly saying they wanted to leave America to go to Thailand, Vietnam, the Philippines, those places to get a girlfriend, to get
Right.
laid, to get away from America. It was more of a red pill passport bros thing.
Uh-huh.
And I remember it was a black person said something, or somebody was talking about it, and I said, they let them into those countries now? And I was playing dumb, like, they let darkies into the Philippines, and they'll let them into Thailand, and they let
That's so
black people into
funny.
Japan, and they just took it seriously, and they're like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Of course they do. I do that once in a while. I do the play dumb thing where I'm like, "You
They
let
would
them
have
in
laughed
there?
if you were on a stage and they had bought a ticket for $35 and were told, "Hey, you're looking at a comedian now." Their brains can't like separate like when it's shifting from seriousness to funniness, and that's what
Yeah.
I don't understand about people.
You
I
know, they're
have
very limited. Most people,
superiority.
including on YouTube, they're very limited, and they can't imagine somebody being multifaceted. I get that a lot where people say, "You try to act this way on Jack Talcott's show or on Landry Modern Men or Paul's show or OT, wherever it is," and they'll say, "And you're different on your show when you do live streams, King Steven. You're different. Why aren't you the same when you're live on his show and you act a certain way, and then you're different on your show?" Well, I'm different around people that disrespect me than I am around people that are respectful. I'm different at a funeral than I am at a wedding. I'm different in different places. I also create characters, like Black Jesus is different than I am. I know this is hard for people to understand,
It's
but
hard for people to
some of
understand. We're
the,
trying to explain it. It's like,
I have to explain things, and it's just like, what do does Saturday Night Live have to explain when they do parody of Bill Clinton back in the day, or George Bush, or Obama, or they do characters and they're
exactly.
parodying famous politicians or famous celebrities? They've done it for decades, like generations. Saturday Night Live has been on TV doing parody and satire and creating characters and making fun of famous people and having celebrity guests on their show, and bands, not just bands, but just a combination of things is what I was getting at. It's a variety of things, and I do that on my show, and it confuses people because, aren't you supposed to be truth? You're not a serious truther. You're not a serious. And I never call myself a truther or group myself in with them. I even say I do a variety show. My live streams are different from my Esoterica series.
Exactly.
My
This is like an
Esoterica series is more
Diablo show.
serious, but
Yeah.
they just can't handle it. They can't. I think most people are too simple. They are simpletons.
There's
They
also,
truly
I
are.
forgot to tell people about the El Diablo Radio International, and I was wondering why you were streaming to that, only that for a while, and then I realized that maybe you had a strike on the Sanity Machine, but
Yeah,
now
I did.
you're full force. You're back on the Sanity Machine, so I recommend people sub to both, because you never know when they're going to hit you. And when I say, hey, go check out King Stephen, it doesn't mean that I'm going to sign off on anything that you say that he said, past, present, or future. I'm saying this is a human being who I respect, and I have a good. I think you're very intelligent. We have a great time together, and you speak logically. It doesn't mean that everything you ever will say for the rest of your life is correct. So don't come back to me mad at me. Oh, you had King Stephen, and he used this grammar incorrectly on one day or another. Everyone makes mistakes, and not everyone is right, and I just like bringing people together, and I'm so glad that I found your channels, and so that's why I like sharing, having you on my show, so that if people like what you have to offer, it's there, and if they don't like it, then that's fine too. But I don't know why people are so, it's like they'll judge you for who you talk to or who you joke around with, and I've just never seen a more immature time in my life.
Exactly. Some people have said to me, "Do you vouch for this person? Do you vouch for them?" It's like I've never met any of these people, whether I like them or dislike them, in person. I haven't met YouTubers from all over the world, everywhere in this realm, in person. How am I supposed to vouch for anyone?
Right.
It's ridiculous to even ask me for that. Do you vouch? Well, how do you mean? What do you mean? Vouch for them. I watch their channel. I've spoken with them. I've been some cases live with them. Some people say, "Do you vouch for?" It's like, how am I even supposed to answer that?
Yeah, it's almost like, for me, the internet is like walking out your front door. You can run into people, and if you're cordial and nice to someone and have a conversation with them, it's like an AI robot being like, you cupcaked, you are now seen with this person. This is on your permanent record that you were seen as you were getting your mail. It's like, gosh, forgive me for interacting with
You
other humans.
cupcaked. It's like those Daleks in Doctor Who or something, that show, and they just keep repeating in that 1960s robot voice, "You cupcaked to who so and so again." It's like, I'll have conversations with anyone. I've invited people on my show
You
that
definitely
I don't like, and I've admitted that. And some people don't. Even on my channel, there's people that say, "Why are you going to talk to so and so?" or "Why would you invite them?" Well, I would invite anyone to come on, my greatest critics. I would invite Jesus Christ if he was alive and a real being, and whether he's a man or people might believe he's the son of God, whatever. If I could have him on my show as a guest for an hour or two to have a conversation, I would definitely do it.
I would love to talk
Anyone
to
from history, I would have on my show if that were if that were a possibility where I could hypothetically have some kind of machine where I could bring Jesus Christ on my show, or emperors, Roman emperors, or all sorts of people. Joseph Stalin. You think I wouldn't want to question him over what was done in the Soviet Union, for example? Like, there's all sorts of people that I would have on my show. I've invited people on my show that have slandered me endlessly, and they're too cowardly to show up. They never even acknowledge the invitations, whether they're emails or tagging their channel on YouTube on my community posts repeatedly. They won't acknowledge it. There's a lot of cowards that run YouTube channels that I would love to talk to on my show, but they're too pussy to show up. They won't do it.
If I was if I knew about how to create AI content like you, and I wanted to like poke fun at you with a like a parody clip, I would show you getting upset that all these people you invited on your show didn't show up, but they're dead people. So it's like, I can't believe you didn't show up, Abe Lincoln. Didn't you get my info? I can't believe you didn't show up, Napoleon. I've sent you multiple times.
I'm not shocked that they don't show up, to be fair. It's just I wish people on my channel would see the pattern. It's like, let's say 12 other channels that I've invited that people say they're scratching their heads. That's what bothers me sometimes, it's frustrating because it's like, gee, I wonder why they're not showing up. Do you think they might be intimidated, afraid of me, that they'd get exposed, that they can't answer questions on the fly live, that they can't do a live show with someone that's not part of their club behind the scenes, that
all of the above.
It's unscripted. It's like, it's so obvious to me. I shouldn't have to say it for years.
Yeah.
That's the part. It's part of my personality type where if I have to repeat something for years and people still can't get it, it becomes kind of frustrating and tedious for me because I expect people to be able to learn.
Sorry.
At least on my channel, not on the internet, obviously, but my channel's for VIPs only. I don't keep dummies and cockroaches around and people that I just don't have the time to spoon feed someone for the next 20 years on simple shit that they should be able to, with pattern recognition, see right away in a week.
Yeah. And also, if they took the time to actually watch your content.
Yeah, and pay attention, not dip in for 5 seconds and leave, which some on TV will do. They'll dip in and say, I went over there and he was talking about someone again. It's like I was live for 8 hours talking about a variety of topics, and that's all they saw is me making fun of them.
If they watched you could tell if someone's watched your content by whether or not they get your jokes in the live stream.
Yeah.
But
and then some people lie. They'll say, I watch your content, and they know none of the inside jokes. And it's like, no, you don't. You've been here for years. Maybe some of them have been sub for 2 years, but they don't watch me or they'd understand the inside jokes and what I'm talking about, and they don't.
Yeah,
there's also that.
There's out of context.
Pretenders.
I want to shift gears since we were already in. I don't know how much time you have. We're already an hour into it, and I didn't want to force you to stay longer than an hour, but I have so much I wanted to cover.
Okay.
I wanted to tell you about a traumatizing situation. I'm not using the word lightly, but it was so cliche. I couldn't believe it. I'm still in shock. I can't believe this happened to me. So there's this weird pattern in New Orleans where there's horrific stories where people involved in one aspect of the crime is that the victim is dragged. So the worst example of this is that these teenagers carjacked this elderly woman and they didn't realize that she was still attached to the car with the seatbelt, and they dragged her as they drove off to her death. And that is so, just shockingly.
I covered a story of that. I don't know if it was the same one or if it's happened multiple times. But I did cover a story recently, like in the last 6 months or so, I would say. But the one that I can't remember if she lost her life or if she lost a limb.
She definitely died. The one with the teenagers. But like I said, it's become a pattern, and I had commented on it. I had made a point to mention it out loud. I'm like, what is it with? It's not just the murder rate. What is it with this animalistic, savage idea of being dragged? And then they're also sharing it on the news. So from my perspective, I always question the news. I don't even have a TV. I just basically.
So it was teenagers, but they were darkies. They weren't white kids. They were dark kids.
We're talking about cliche stereotypes here. Dragging. So I want to tell you what happened to me to reveal to me that it's not just social engineering on the news, that this is really a thing. And when I described to you how everything played out, I want to ask you for your assessment, because I feel like I came out of this situation where I feel a certain way about people with dreadlocks and a certain way about people with cornrows. And now I feel scared of people with cornrows. Like, I need to be in like a ketamine study. It's just like a PTSD or something. Like, okay, so let me just tell you what happened. The streets here are so horrible that recently we've had 2 flat tires. And the first time that we had a flat tire, the guy, he was the nicest guy you can imagine, and he had these beautiful dreadlocks and a smooth voice, and he was calming me down because it's very stressful because I have to be thinking about like my medical supplies and where a wheelchair accessible bathroom. Like, you never know how long something's going to take. And he, he went above and beyond the call of duty to get Jason, go to the tire shop and get the specific tire that they needed and leave me there, and just did everything like special just so that it could be convenient for me. So then recently, the second time our tire goes out, we didn't realize the spare was also flat. So it was really like an unfortunate situation. And the guy that shows up, he all from the beginning, Jason and I and Jack was there, Jack Talcott, we knew that this guy had a chip on his shoulder. Now, Jack didn't witness what happened to me because we just had to leave him waiting at the donut shop as everything was getting sorted, because this guy was so rude and difficult to work with that Jason had to lift me up into the tow truck. And this guy was so stupid and in a rush that he starts putting the car up into the flatbed without putting my wheelchair in first. So Jason, kind of being he thought it was amusing how this guy was just so upset to be working, like hating that the fact that he like had a job. So he waited until the guy was done putting the car up, and he said, "What about this?" And he's like, "Oh, I didn't think about that." And so then he puts the car down again, and I'm just like staring into space because he looked so upset that he had to deal with a cripple in a wheelchair, that I was just trying to be as quiet and respectful and small as possible in the front seat. So then we get to the tire shop, and he is nothing but folding his arms in front of us as if he's like waiting, as robbing us at a gas station. I kept laughing in my head thinking, why is this guy so angry and staring at us like he's in some kind of rush? And Jason, bless his heart, he's lifting me up, and these roads are so uneven and unravelly and all these pebbles that it's really not that I'm like some Jabba the Hutt fat. I do feel I need to lose weight, but he just like lost his footing and he just couldn't get me in my chair. And as he didn't drop me onto the ground, but as he lowered me onto the ground, I can tell, oh no, I think he hurt his leg. And the guy's sitting there cackling and laughing at us. And then I decide that, okay, instead of because the way I'm paralyzed is I can't hold myself up. It's the back of my wheelchair that I lean up against. So I'm holding on to, if you can imagine, the open door, and I'm holding on to what would be like the bumper to help you step into the tow truck because it's high off the ground. So can you imagine how I'm using that corner to hold myself up and have good posture, and that it's helping me while we're waiting for the fire department to come and help lift me up, because Jason used all his strength and this guy's yelling at us to hurry. And so we're like, don't worry, it's literally going to take 5 minutes for these firemen to come. They're just going to pick me up and I'll be out of your hair. And he says, I know exactly what you were doing, and I'm a lot smarter than you. And I said out loud, well, that's kind of irrelevant to the situation as I'm waiting for some firefighters to come pick me up off the ground. And if you could just be patient for a moment, I am going to get lifted up and I'm just holding on to your car to help me. And I'm thinking at the time about all the dragging incident. And if you can believe it, he runs around to the driver's side and he's like, oh, you have no idea what I can do. And he jumps into it. And this is so cliche. He takes out his phone and starts recording me. Like recording me and saying, I'm making my money. I'm making my money. And I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? And
what?
Like, Jason, he's so offended that I don't care that he's recording me. And Jason's starting to get worried that maybe he is going to drag me off because I hold on and I sat my ground, so to speak. And I was in my mind, I'm like, is this fucking guy gonna start dragging me? And am I gonna be one of those people? This poor disabled woman was dragged off by an unhinged tow truck driver.
Oh,
But
damn.
I kept looking into his camera and calling him a little bitch. And in prison culture, it means a lot to call someone a bitch. So I just kept saying, "You're such a little bitch. What does this have to do about anything? They're going to be here in 2 seconds. Why are you recording me when I'm just waiting for firefighters to pick me up?" So all of this is happening within like a 4-minute period. The firefighters pick me up and I'm like, I don't know if that guy should be working in this job, and I really would be concerned if someone who wasn't as mentally strong as I don't know if it would be me being a Karen to like report him, because he threatened me. He threatened to drag me, but I called his bluff because he was too busy having his phone out with this TikTok generation culture.
I'm making my money.
Yeah, he said it multiple times. I'm getting paid. I know what
paid.
I'm getting paid.
This nigga getting paid for my cornrows. I'm making my money. He should be locked up. So that's the one with cornrows with the angry stare and that's the one that traumatized you with the cornrow?
Yes, I feel
Negroes?
traumatized by him. I feel like now maybe I'm a little racist towards cornrows, but I feel safe with dreadlocks and Rastafarians and Jamaicans. But if you to anyone out there, if you look like that guy who almost dragged me with his tow truck, I'm scared
I've seen
of you.
some. I've seen some with the dreadlocks that are not Rastafarian and chill. They're very angry. It depends. Like some of them are not part of that religion, and they're just they're murderers and drug dealers with dreads.
I know. I'm trying to explain that I think it was a traumatic experience because my brain is now associating okay, it's not logical. It's a logical fallacy to assume that someone with a red and green striped sweater is Freddy Krueger, right? But he brain damaged me. And now, unfortunately, I made this association. So maybe time will heal. And I really just need to meet a nice person with cornrows and I'll be healed from this prejudice.
Can we get a nice cornrow out there? Can we find a nice cornrow? We'll just call them cornrows. We'll just nickname anyone with cornrows. Can we get a cornrow that's a good being? I had an aversion to Michelle's and Melanie's that I had to get over because
Melanie, I told I don't know who she's calling a poser, and she wanted to know if you do karaoke, but I told Melanie that if she was disrespectful in my chat that she was going to be blocked, just so you know. I told her in advance. She's not allowed to be disrespectful to my guests on my show. She can say whatever she wants, but in my territory, I'm only mentioning it because she's a mod, so I don't want her to get arrogant. Melanie. Yeah. But it is nice that she's asking about the karaoke because I think she would want to do karaoke with us.
Oh, really? She would?
Yeah, I don't know if you would want to pick a song to sing, but we've been having a good time doing karaoke together. And anyway, that's kind of off topic. There's where were we? I had just talked
about I was going to ask, is the cornrows, did they stink? Like, did the hair stink?
Okay,
sometimes with them, it's smelly.
I knew that he was really mad at my existence. And so I wanted to make sure that none of my yucky smells entered his nostril. So like I said, I had my jacket on and I was trying to make sure that I was small and I didn't smell him. He didn't smell me. And Jason's body acted like a barrier between us. I never got close enough to his hair to tell. But I did have a discussion about hair with Miss Edwina and Key when I was in the hospital. So it's just funny how I got to tell them about this experience. And then it led to discussions about race and the video that I have up that I've been waiting to show you. I mean, it's hysterical. Is there anything that you want to add to this before we continue this conversation of black fatigue with this video?
Yeah, just quickly, I guess I would say there's this book name, I can't think of the author's name at the moment, but it's named Perfume, that I read many years ago. I read it after hearing in the 90s Kurt Cobain mentioned that was one of his favorite books. And I was like, that's an interesting title. And Scentless Apprentice had this, one of the Nirvana songs had to do with, it was inspired by that book. And I'll just give a very quick summary. In the book, the guy, the main character, can smell humans, and he has an aversion to the way humans smell. So he tries to take off and get away from humans. And he goes out in the wilderness, and he can even downwind smell them from almost like a bear from miles away if he's downwind of humans. And I don't have an aversion to the smell of humans, but certain humans I do. And it isn't, I don't think it's just BO. I think certain races smell different.
No,
I don't
yeah,
know if
I
you
talked
noticed
about
that.
this with Miss Edwina and Key both told me that it is true that white people do smell like wet dog when we get wet. I flat out asked them, and they laughed so hard and couldn't believe I was asking them, and they said yes, it is true. So
But also black people when they're not wet, a lot of times have a certain stench, like a certain odor that I would say a lot of white people won't admit to it, but they know that they don't like certain body odor smells, and it's not BO. I'm just saying they're wearing deodorant, but they still have this body smell to them. And also Indian people, maybe it's the spices they eat, the type of
yeah,
food. I'm not sure what it is. It could be biological.
or
It could just be
toxins in the pollution of
could be
the
toxins.
environment.
But I
I
mean, we
know.
are different genetically. Like they get certain things like sickle cell anemia. There are differences in our biology, our physiology, our metabolism, the way we metabolize food, and the way that we have different odors. I think probably
Yeah,
white and black people have a different sense of smell as well. What's
yeah.
appealing to a white person might not be appealing to them, even with fragrances, with perfumes, colognes, and the other way, they might lean a certain way as a group and have their individual tastes as well. I'm
Yeah.
not calling them a monolith, but overall, in general, they might not like the smell of European people, and a lot of people just don't like that black person smell.
There's nothing wrong with having preferences in life. In fact, I don't think that Jason likes likes the smell of rose. He always picks a different kind of thing, and I bought a rose essential oil, and I was like, "Do you like this?" And he said, "No." And what am I going to do? Take it personally because my name is Rose? I mean, like, don't get offended about smell. People are so
How dare
stupid.
you? That's
You
my
like
name. How dare you? You hate rose scent, essential oil? I mean, I
everybody
wouldn't be
knows.
offended.
Everybody knows that, when people are in relationships, there's pheromones involved. And if I'm not going to enjoy the smell of some stranger on a bus that's next to me, but if if my significant other was exercising and he sweats a little bit, and maybe there is a little body odor, I might not mind it as much because there's that, well, all the different kinds of connections that whether woo woo or scientific you could discuss. Like, it's just, I mean, have you seen this clip with Jamie Foxx about Africa? And he's addressing this.
No, I haven't seen it, but with a significant other, there's the coochie chakra connection as well. So
Yeah,
there's
that's what I meant.
there's that. There's like a hormonal connection. So yeah, it makes a difference.
I want to get to the point where he's in the elevator because I should have gotten timestamps with the tabs I already chose, but this is an on the fly share because we are talking about smells. So hopefully, I'll just skip ahead if I'll
Okay.
choose my intuition.
Landed in. It's like shit. And they just used to it. It's musty as hell. These little musty ones. And you like this. I ain't got no fan or nothing. This shit is tearing my mustache up. I can't even fucking inhale in this motherfucker. I'm like, I get my little air like this. Shit, these mother. Because it's a different kind of funk. It's a different level to their funk. Black people got a way of describing this level of funk. It's called God damn. Am I right? Because, you know, it's levels. It's like, ooh, that don't smell too good. And then there's, somebody stepped in some shit. And then there's, God damn, do you smell that shit? And they used to it. They just dancing and hugging each other. I'm like, God, y'all need some soap and water. And then, check this out. Flip this. When they smell me with all my cologne on and shit, guess what? I stink. I stink. So me and this African dude is standing next to each other trying to figure out who in the hell is stinking. What is that smell? What is that smell? So I don't know, but it smells like shit. It does smell like shit, doesn't it? I got the smelling around. I said, motherfucker, that's you. Motherfucker, that's you. I said, well, you need to take a bath. Well, you need to not take a bath. And then I mess around and pooed it, right? He was like, what is that fragrance you're wearing? What is it? Do it again.
He's saying, I'm not saying that you didn't pick up. He's saying that he farted in the elevator, and then the other guy was like, ooh, what is that wonderful smell? That his normal smell smelled it. You know, so there, I think we made the point. I don't know if you want, I think now he just starts walking around African dancing.
I know people think I'm a racist. I can laugh at black comics and black comedy and Eddie Murphy, the old Eddie Murphy way back when he was young. And I'm trying to think of who else. Richard Pryor way back would get raunchy with some of his comedy. But I've moved away from not just black people, but I've moved away from a Negro that stinks somewhere and just moved out of the line or something, or an Indian person, or sometimes a stinky Muslim or a stinky whoever. I'm not ashamed to admit to that. I've walked away and said, I can't stand here. It just stinks too much. I gotta get away from this. It's like they've got a curry BO or curry farts with someone from Pakistan or India, or I don't know what kind of Muslim food they have, but just smelly. And oh, look at Melanie's. I bet Stevens plowed a few BBWs. She's got a real.
Is this blockable? Should I ban her right now?
Oh, just let her stay. I don't want to ban her over that, but
okay.
She really has a thing with me. Like she does this if I'm on a guest on a show and it's not me just as the only guest. If I'm on a panel, she'll kind of fixate on me. So does DGM. If there's 6 people. There's something with certain people in the panel.
The ladies love.
They do.
Diablo.
And you know, the ones that will say, I'm fascinated by him. I think he's this, or I think he's crazy, but I'm fast. They're too low IQ to understand me. That's part of it. I'm mysterious to them because they're too low IQ to be able to figure me out. But
my IQ's lower than yours because there are some times when I am trying to figure you out, but maybe it's because I'm a perfectionist and there's nothing further to figure out. But I do think that you have you have the intellectual capacity to be 5 steps ahead of me if you wanted to. Because you got me with the music. So now I'm just easily hypnotized and brainwashed by you.
See, if I laugh like that, they're like, he's evil. He's sinister.
Psychotic. What a psycho. I laugh.
Oh, he's psychotic. He's crazy. He was 8 years in a psych ward, which is untrue. They make up all kinds of shit about me. Their hatred drives them to lie and to just, it's very weird, but I live rent free in the heads of thousands on YouTube.
Me too.
It is fascinating in a way.
Yeah. Okay. So we deviated and went to the Jamie Foxx thing to talk about smell, but that's not as important as the issue I'm bringing up. This is the more higher minded cultural thing that we should be discussing, King Stephen, that these Black women, that the Black men are reporting to me, they're sick of this shit, is that they will continue to have babies so that they can live off of child support. So there's a Kendra G show, and I even got Jack Talcott to go on the show once. Obviously, at first it was a joke, but now I'm thinking he should go on a second time and try to promote him as, trying to end all wars and stuff. But someone finally put a compilation together, and I find this hysterical. I honestly do. I think this might be something that you would share on your own streams that are like 9 hours long. So we don't have to watch the whole thing. I just want to enjoy it with you for as long as you want, and you can tell me when you've had enough. What do you say?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'm really excited to watch this with you. I'm not going to mute myself. So obviously people might hear me laugh, or I might decide to mute myself, but we got a deal that you'll make sure to notify me if you've had enough.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Flashback. I've been thinking about doing a 20-minute video compilation of just all Kendra G women counting their baby daddies and kids. Y'all let me know in the comments if y'all think that's something I should do.
We'll do it live. Okay. No. We'll do it live. Fuck it.
How old are you, Iris?
I'm 39.
39. Do you have any kids?
I have 3 children.
All by the same man?
No.
How many men?
3.
Do you have any kids?
Yes, I do. Yes, ma'am. I have 4.
You have 4 kids. By how many men?
By 3. The last 2 are by the same man. He is currently incarcerated, narcissist. If I could say, to summarize it, that is Satan himself, honey.
So why you have 2 kids by Satan?
I didn't believe in abortion, so at that point, I had my children.
Okay. And I get this. Everybody doesn't believe in abortion. But have you heard of birth control?
Yes. I just am not one that believes in birth control.
Are you fucking retarded? What the hell's the matter with you?
Now, why are you not with the 4-year-old dad?
He's deceased. He got killed.
Okay. And the 7-year-old dad, do y'all co-parent well?
Well, I was engaged to my first child's father. I was engaged to my second child's father, but he ended up getting killed. We parted ways. I ended up getting killed. We parted ways.
And when did he go to jail?
Girl, September.
Something is wrong.
She hooed.
Dead giveaway. Dead giveaway.
Do you have any kids?
Do I have 3?
All by the same man? How many men?
3.
3. You ever been married?
No.
No. Do you have any kids? If so, how many? Wait, 7 seconds.
I have 5 children.
How many men?
3. Actually, 50 Cent is my dream man. So if he could look like him and kind of act like him, I'll be good.
Bartender, do you have any kids?
Yes, I have 5 sons.
Really? 5 sons? All by the same man?
No, all different fathers.
You have
How many kids?
5 men.
Yep.
Have you ever been married?
5 baby
No,
daddies.
I was engaged twice but never married.
Do you have any kids?
Yes.
How many kids?
So I have 6 kids.
Okay, all by the same man?
No.
How many men?
3. Well, I am poly. I do have more than one partner,
Poly.
so I'm open to having another partner.
Polyamorous.
Just
How many
maybe
partners do you have right now?
I have 2 partners.
Polyamorous
What the
nigga.
third one for?
Can you pause it for
I'm
a
open
second?
to the experience. I'm open to the experience to, finding my, I call it a pod. Finding my pod and building a life with those people.
You have lost your mind.
You have any kids?
Yes, I do. I have 8.
How old are you?
28.
You have 8 kids that you gave birth to? All by the same man?
6 of them are, and the other 2 have another dad.
Do you have any children?
Yeah, I
Can you
got
pause
How
it,
many
Rose?
kids do you have?
6.
You really have 6 kids?
Look at that weave. Her hair be changing every video. Kendra, she's got. I don't know how many wigs this woman has, but her hair is different.
It's a
every
sign
time.
of her wealth. She's very proud of herself that she made it. She's in a high rise in Los Angeles. She moved there from
Oh,
she started the single show in 2020, and now she has an app. You know, she's like David Weiss. She's been doing the hustle, and she's got the most flamboyant outfits. And if you follow her on Instagram, you know, she loves going to Chanel and wearing outfits that match her Rolls Royces. But you're gonna think this is so hysterical. So she's always rude to the Nigerians that would call in, but then she got a Nigerian boyfriend, and that very Nigerian boyfriend took all her money and dumped her, and she got played by the very Nigerian she was mean to.
Who ever heard of a Nigerian scammer? Remember those Nigerians scamming by email in the early internet days? I mean, they've been scammers forever.
They still do.
Does she have the hair from India? Where does she get? Is it real hair?
I think that, you know what, I'm not going to say. I'll find out for you. I will research. If we press play, I'll look that up, and then I can.
I just wanted to say that one more thing. I don't hate the Negroes. People might think that I'm racist against Negroes because I make fun of them or make some jokes, or, you know, I think humor is healing, and I think we should be making fun of everyone.
Yeah.
And I really think we should be making fun of the Negroes. If they're allowed to say cracker and all this stuff, well, then I'm allowed to say Negro and darky and nigga. But I've never peed on a Negro. Now, there's a story going around that I peed on a midget one time. That when I was drunk, when I was younger, 20 years old or 18 or something, that I pissed on a midget. Now, I'm not going to deny or confirm that. It might be true.
Just walked in while you were saying that and then turned around and left.
I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if I pissed on a midget or not. It could be the case. There's also a story going around that I took a stack of money and threw it out of a limo. I was in the back of a limo getting a ride, and I threw a big brick of money and hit a homeless person in the face and said, "There you go, fucker," and laughed at the poor. People say that I mock the poor and I piss on the poor and I put down the peasants and piss ants. So there's that. And then there's the story going around that I murdered my father. And I mean, there's a lot of stories going around, and it's up to people to decide whether it's true or not. I'm not going to, I'm going to let them work on their discernment in the panel verse.
Exactly how I am, is that I hear so many hilarious untrue things said about me, and I have also heard stories be revealed that I may not have preferred to become public, but it is what it is. And so yeah, people will have
what AI has great difficulty creating out of anything that I've tried. It's struggled to come up with something even half decent to save, is a midget Jesus.
Well, you have
for
to
some
give
reason.
let me see if I can help. I'm not trying to say I have the answer, but if I could help, I would be so happy. You have to say what kind of dwarfism they have and if they're proportional or not, because there's the proportional kind of midget and there's the unproportional kind of midget.
But the features, it never quite looks like Jesus enough where I'm like, it would be recognizable as a midget Jesus. It looks like it just doesn't look right. No matter what I've done, it can come up with a Down syndrome Jesus.
All right. Okay. Well, I have a friend who's a proportional midget and his face looks normal. So let me look up what he has. Christoph, because he works as a midget in the movies, and we stopped being friends because he was
a midget.
Yeah, we stopped being friends because he was a masked-tard, and I told him to wear the mask. So his name is Christoph Zajac. He's been in a bunch of stuff that people who watch TV would recommend. I'm sorry, not recommend, notice. But all I have to do is like ask what kind of dwarf. What kind of midget? Oh wait, I'm asking Google. Maybe I should be asking ChatGPT. But what does he have? I know you can't see the tab I'm looking at. It's just that why share it when I'm just looking for this one bit of information. Maybe he's one of those kinds of midgets that doesn't say his specific genetic thing often. Darn it. But look, you know what? I'm going to find out what kind of midget my friend is. And I believe that if you stipulate that kind of dwarfism, that it will give you the correct face of Jesus that won't look like it has Down syndrome or a Neanderthal.
Yeah. Okay. It would be cool because it usually ends up looking more like a midget wrestler, but not like a Jesus midget wrestler.
Right.
And I'm like, I want
Right.
it to look more Jesus-ish, so that
Right.
people will see it and go, well, hey, that's midget Jesus. Recognize him right away. He's not recognizable. And I've saved about, I don't know how many. And it's just like, this isn't good enough to even share with people. It
Right.
looks like a midget kind of, but it doesn't look like Jesus enough. But whenever I do other Jesus, like if I do a goth Jesus or I have all kinds of Jesus, Viking Jesus, it still looks like Jesus. It's like there's enough Jesus resemblance or the stereotypical Jesus that people think of. There's enough resemblance where I don't have to tell people. Even Chinese Jesus, people are like, yeah, that looks kind of like a Chinese Jesus. I have a Ching Chong Jesus. I call him Ching Chong Jesus sometimes. Ching Chong.
My
I don't know if you've
sense
seen
of
him. Have you seen that
Asian,
one?
huh? Ching
Have
chong.
you seen the
Ching chong.
Chinese Jesus?
Would you like to share your screen and show me now, or do you want to show me later?
I'll
Oh, in your
share. This
avatar.
is UFO Jesus. I'll got to find the Ching Chong Jesus, but this is a UFO Jesus where he's got a little UFO on his hand. I have one also of it's better not as an avatar, but it's UFO Jesus, and there's a big UFO above his head.
Oh, this is
And
so much better than the way that people wear the necklace of the cross, because it's so creepy how it's like you're wearing a necklace of the thing that murdered him. This is so much
yeah,
more elegant with UFO Jesus, where he's standing on top of the UFO. I like that necklace much better than what Christians use today with the torture symbol. But of course, they want to be reminded of the torture that he went through.
yeah, that's their main focus. It seems like it's always been strange to me.
I
I remember
agree.
as a child being taken to a Catholic church as a little kid thinking, why is there a bloody man nailed to a cross? Like, this is gruesome. My mom wouldn't let us watch horror shows when we were 4 or 5, 6 years old, but they'll take us to a church where there's the most brutal depiction of torture ever, bigger than life size at the front of the church. It's just so strange that people, what they accept as normal, whatever people are conditioned to accept as normal or as good and holy, they will just go along with it.
Can you see what I'm showing on my screen?
Yeah, are most people good? Yeah, you could play some of this if you wanted to, and I'll look
plan
for the
on it,
King
but not
Kong.
yet. I plan on it, but not yet. I
Okay.
towards the end, because I figure that's you have such a calming, good voice, and it's easy to focus. So our back and forth conversation, I always feel bad because I feel like I'm interrupting you, but I don't want to forget little things. But then turning on one of your videos, then I can enjoy it too, because I have nothing to say because you put together the video so eloquently. That's why I like your content, is because you explain things and you always put it into a rhetorical question too. So I just don't, even if I don't agree, even if I didn't, I mean, because in it, what I'm seeing is that we are living in a hellish existence that's just getting worse and worse. And have, I didn't like talking about it because I always thought that I was supposed to be positive. And I know that when I first discovered people like Mark Passio, that it was one of the, important things to recognize that you can't ignore the negative, but I still wanted to have a hope. But it does seem that we are living in a system that is working as it was designed. It's not
Well,
like
I give people hope though, Rose. That's the thing. I do empower people. My message is a hopeful message of empowerment.
yeah, that's what
Once you
makes me
realize,
happy about your work.
because
Now there
'cause
he is, Ching
I
Chong.
do yeah, this is Ching Chong Jesus, where he's like, hot fan, restaurant close, Ching Chong.
Why
But
aren't
my
you
message,
allowed to do a Chinese voice? Yet there's that comedian who's so hysterical where she imitates the nail salon girl. Have you seen the nail salon girl
no,
clip?
I don't think so.
Okay,
But I'm
sorry.
allowed to do any voice. I'm allowed to do any characters, any voice impressions, any parody satire. I give myself permission.
I know, but I think it's funny that people somehow
I
have
get what
this
you're saying
double
though. Yeah,
standard with comedians. Nail
exactly.
salon. What are they? What are the people who do nail salons? Are they Vietnamese?
Yeah, they're usually Vietnamese, Asians, or I think maybe Koreans or some kind of. I call them Orientals sometimes still, to use the archaic term that
Oh,
offends
how
people.
dare
I'll say
you?
Oriental because everything gets under people's skin.
No,
And I
it
think
gets
we've
under my
become a
skin.
society where everybody's perpetually offended. Well, not
I'm with you
everybody,
for
but
that
you
one.
get what
Can
I'm
I
saying.
tell you why? Because I don't look at that as a racist error. I don't look at that as a racist faux pas. I look at that as grammatically incorrect because I was taught by my English teacher that Oriental is for rugs and furniture. So if you call a person an Oriental,
I'm not calling them rugs, just to clarify. But
okay,
it was
making
known as the
sure.
Orient. It was a region, though, the Orient
But
and
now
the
if you
Occident.
say it, it means you're calling them a rug. That's what it means
Hundreds of years
nowadays.
ago, it was known as the Orient, and it grouped in all of Asia, essentially, or most of Asia was the Orient. So I don't know if your teacher's correct. I think they might be incorrect in saying that because it's an archaic term that's no longer used that often, but it is still accurate. They are Oriental.
Yeah,
Just,
I think that
just
you
like
might
they
be
could
right.
call me, what is it, Occidental.
Thank you for helping to deprogram me from the indoctrination of the public school system.
I've
And for
called some
putting up
Asians
with that.
Oriental. They've nodded their head. I've even called some Pakistanis Pakis, and they gave me a thumbs up and said, "Yeah, you can call us that.
And
We're
when I was
cool
in
with you."
the England, they called the Pakistanis Pakis, but I didn't know if it was derogatory, so I just never said anything about any. I
They
just
also
like,
call each other cunts and stuff. They're English are
yeah,
kind of strange. They'll be like, "Hey, cunt," and that's like a term of endearment. It's not always an insult over there. They
yeah.
just use language differently.
Listen to this. This is
Okay.
funny. I really think that you're gonna like this one. I'm surprised that you haven't heard it. Maybe when you hear it, you'll recognize it.
No, but I like to hang out with my family a lot. Hang out with my sister. We go get our nails done. Any ladies in here get your nails done? Nice. On this crowd, how about any guys? Any guys down for mani-pedi? Don't lie. Sir, don't lie. Don't lie. I can see your nail polish gleaming in the light right now. Don't lie. It's all sparkly. You take him with you, huh? Yeah, see? She ratted you out, dude. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, me and my sister, we go over, it's a place called Beautiful Nail. I was kind of confused when I first read the sign, though. Beautiful Nail. Just one. Just one nail.
I want to go to.
Do I get to pick which one? Or no? Now with
I'm too impatient.
service,
I'm sorry.
you know, whatever you lie, we do for you. Really.
What you like? What you like?
As soon as I walk in, they greet me right away. Hi, honey, what you need today? Oh, can I get my nails done? Okay, honey, do you lie pedicure too? No, just my nails. Honey, why you don't lie? Pedicure, it may look nice. It's so sexy. It's better for you. Oh, all right, sure, then I'll get a pedicure too, thanks. Okay, honey, sit down. Number 6, my Ling, she do for you. Good job. Only $20 but that's okay, sit down. Oh, okay, thanks. So my Ling starts doing my nails right away. By the way, her American name is Tammy.
Tammy.
You have boyfriend? No, I don't have a boyfriend. Honey, why you don't have? You look so pretty, like model, cheerleader, something pretty. You like long or short nail? Short nails, please, thanks. Oh, honey, that's why you don't have a boyfriend. I do for you, long better. All right, fine, I'll have long nails, thanks. It's okay, honey, only $4 more, that's okay.
They be hustling. They
Only
be
$4.
hustling. Well, she already did the $20 upsell before that, so they already got her paying $24 more because it's just because of the nails that she don't have a boyfriend. And I always thought, is that really true? I mean, do guys really care? It seems like the girls are
No.
doing it to show off to each other. Like, oh, I
Yeah.
make enough money that I don't have to do hand labor. So I'm going to have these pointy, long, disgusting nails.
I don't like long, pointy nails, so I that's out. I just don't like that.
So you disagree with the nail salon
Yeah,
hustler?
and the Negro nails that are long and curly that are like 8 inches or 10 inches long. They're like long claws. These
Well, I
black
wasn't
women that have like
asking
all.
them.
Have you seen those with the multicolors? And it's crazy. It looks like it's something out of a Freddy Krueger film or something.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Can we watch
Like
a little more
talons.
of this? Are you sick of
Okay.
this? Because there's some more fun. There's some that are real. I want it to at least get to this crackhead.
Okay, skip ahead a bit. What was I gonna say? Oh, have you ever seen the movie Full Metal Jacket with the hooker in Vietnam? Me love you long time.
Me love you
Me
long
love
time.
you long time. Me sucky sucky. I say to my girlfriend quite often, once in a while, I'll surprise her just saying that in the voice over the phone or something. She'll call me and I'll be like, me love you long time. You love me long time? I'm silly. I'll just say stuff like that. But look at the hair. Oh, my goodness.
Well, you're focusing on Kendra so much, and I love that. But I'm laughing at all of these women who think that they're going to get a date after they've just told hundreds of thousands of people that they have 5
They're looking for
children.
dates. I got 5 kids by 5 baby daddies, different daddies.
I'm looking for a provider. Like, these people think that someone's just going to come into their lives and
I
take care
need
of them and
someone
their
to
5
take care of my
children.
kids. I need a 6-bedroom house because I got more kids. I need a father for my kids.
All these issues appeared after you had children.
Yeah. This too is false.
He just turned 1.
Why you not with me? She's on the show with a baby. She's already looking for another guy.
Cause he a hoe.
How many kids do you have?
Got 6.
How many men do you have kids by?
5.
No, I don't want you to get offended, but I'm gonna say something because you came on and you called your baby daddy a hoe. Now somebody might watch and might call you a hoe. I'm gonna keep it real.
Shit, they can. I was.
You a hoe.
I was being one. I sure enough was being sad.
You have any children, Diamond?
I got 6.
Diamond. How many children's dads do you have? Just one?
I got 6, Kendra. I gave every man I loved a baby.
So you have 6 children by 6 men?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you married to one of their fathers right now?
No, hell to the no.
You must got some fire vagina.
Hell to the no. Look at the eyelashes. Oh, my goodness.
Ew. Oh, so you didn't give birth to 6 children?
I gave birth
Got
to
the bonnet on, the bonnet club. She's got the bonnet on. She's a hoe.
Gave every
God
man I
damn.
loved a baby.
So you have 6 children by 6 men?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you married to one of their fathers right now?
No, hell to the no.
You must got some fire vagina.
I got some good cooler counter, Miss Kendra.
Cooter what?
I was trying to figure out.
You got birth to 6 children?
Did she say cooter cowder? What? We need to find this out, King
The
Stephen.
cooter. Yeah, what was that? Cooter.
Let's try again. We
Cooter
really-
chowder?
Between the two of between the two of us in the chat, let's decide.
Diamond. She's not
decipher
exactly
Diamond.
shining. She's not sparkly.
Oh,
She's got the spider legs eyelashes. They're so long. Or is that a shadow that I'm looking at, or are they that long? They look super long.
I think you're looking at the shadow of the top lash.
My goodness.
got
That is
6
crazy.
How many children's dads do you have? Just one?
I got 6, Kendra. I gave every man I loved a baby.
So you have 6 children by 6 men?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
got 6
Are you married
nigglets?
to one of their fathers right now?
No, hell to the no.
You must
Hell
got
to
some
the
fire
no.
vagina.
I got some good cooler counter, Miss Kendra. It's good.
Bis.
Ew.
You said
Oh,
bis,
you didn't give
not
birth to 6 children?
chowder. I think did she say cooter chowder bisque?
Yeah, I think she did.
Let's listen. Let's verify it.
Ask the people that. Can you do a poll to the people in the chat? and see if they agree, yes or no, or what they think it is. Because
Yeah.
that's crazy. I never heard that expression ever before. She's got the cooter chowder bisque.
All right, start a poll.
Cooter chowder.
Ask a
Cooter.
question.
Oh,
What did she say?
Rose, what do you think sounds better, coochie or cooter? I never like cooter. The word cooter I don't know, there's something cooter reminds me of like a redneck in Dukes of Hazzard. I think his name was Cooter.
I'm grossed out by any of the words.
Cooter.
That's how I'm not like. That's how heterosexual I am. Is like there's no slang word that sounds.
There's no word that you like. Do you like one slightly better than what? Do you like Coochie Chakra song better than a Cooter song?
Oh yeah, I would definitely see. It's easy to say coochie as long as chakra comes afterwards.
Coochie Chakra, yeah.
Wait,
but
I don't know how
cooter,
to do this poll.
like cooter, I think is the worst word for vagina is cooter. It's got to be up there.
So I don't know how to do this poll. Should I just say, what did she say? Cootie chowder bisque, or what is the other option that it could be?
Did
Something
she say
else?
Did she say cooter chowder bisque or?
We need to listen one more time. Sorry, this is some serious business.
Cooter coochie? I don't think it was cooter coochie.
No, that would have been better.
Cooter powder. It almost sounded like cooter powder.
Yeah, but isn't that dry?
I don't know. I don't know what she's talking about.
We got to figure this out.
Daz, you have just one?
I got 6, Kendra. I gave every man I loved a baby.
So you have 6 children by 6 men?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you married to one of their fathers right now?
No, hell to the no.
You must got some fire vagina.
I got some good cooler counter, Miss Kendra. It's good.
I've got some good cooter counter bis Kendra.
Like it doesn't even make sense the way she says cooter counter. But you know what's weird? Black people are known to moisturize a lot because they don't want their skin dried out.
Yeah.
I forget the term they call it, but they moisturize a lot. They're putting on moisturizer on their arms, shoulders, just rubbing it in there all the time. But a lot of times their voice sounds like it's like they got this dry voice. If only they could moisturize their vocal cords, because this black chick Diamond, her voice kind of gets like dried out and the pitch goes weird. It's very strange, but they moisturize their skin and it's like their voice is dried out. Voice box.
I made the so I made the poll, and the poll is, what did she say? Cooter chowder bisque or something else? And so far it's 100%, and it's going back and forth. We'll find out by the end of the show. We'll have the audience's opinion.
They do call it ashy. Stripe in the chat said they call it ashy. That's the word I was trying to think of.
Right. Yeah.
Ew. Oh, so you gave birth to 6 children?
I gave birth to 6 kids. 4 of them was adopted out to other people.
4 of them.
2 more. I had 2 more, and I got cut.
Oh, she's got the long nails.
So 4.
She has the long ass ghetto nails, and she's got the bonnet on. She's got the tooth gap in her front teeth. She's got it all. This one has it all. This is full on ghetto ass cooter chowder chick.
This is what she's doing. She's using her money to pay for her long ass nails, and 4 of her children were adopted out of her 6 children.
Full ass
your
children.
Children were adopted by the people. What happened?
Yeah, ma'am. It's okay. You're so old to me. Look, I used to be on cocaine a long time ago.
Look at the nails.
Pats on my back.
What else
She's
you want
got
me to know
4-inch
other
nails.
She just patted
Did you see
herself.
that? She has pink nails that are like 3 or 4 inches long.
I know, and she just patted herself on the back for being 13 years off cocaine. So bravo!
I got full ass children. I have full ass children.
I'm currently not doing anything for a living. I'm on Section 8.
Oh, she's got the titties
Right now,
out.
you're not working?
Yes, right now I'm not working.
Okay, you have 5 kids. By how many men?
What kind
I
of
have
hair
4
is
baby
that?
daddies. Like her mama. Just like.
Oh, this is your daughter?
Yes, this is my daughter.
Okay, real quick. How many kids you have against 6?
That looks like a dude.
You say what?
Wait. Go back to your mama. You was here before. How many kids you have?
I told you I got 6 children. One of them died by gunfire in 2020.
Okay. And you have how many grandchildren? Because you told me this.
30.
30 grandchildren.
Oh,
So this is one of your daughters, and she's the
Yeah,
part. She got 5.
Yeah.
And your
They're
son
breeding
got, what,
like
12?
rabbits.
One of your kids got
15, Kendra.
Oh, that's right.
Black
I'm
rabbits.
sorry, I forgot. One son got 15 kids. This
Look
is
at
your daughter
the
that
teeth.
got 5.
Oh my goodness.
It's ridiculous.
That grill.
It's obvious what's being done out here. It's on a nightly basis. I hope the world can see now what's really going on out here because it's getting ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. Yes, man. This is ridiculous, man.
Got them breasts. Them breasts is breasting, child.
Oh, she's got the big old black titties.
Do you have any kids?
Yep. I have 4.
Are they all by the same man?
No, I got different dads.
Never.
For all the children?
Yeah.
Have you ever been married?
Yes, I've been married 3 times. But all 3 times were with somebody to help me get papers, and they really wasn't in love with me.
You married 3 different men to get them green cards?
Well, no, not really to get the green cards. I wanted to be with them, but that's what they were using me for.
3 times you fell for it?
Mm-hmm. Let me put this out too. I have been in prison.
See the voice? Yeah.
No. Listen, it's like I did 48 months and I got out since.
She's gonna lose her hair over it.
I went to prison for fraud. I'm telling you, I'm good with numbers. Fraud, wire transfer, destroying a computer, stuff like
She
that.
has more titties than brains.
I did a porn movie when I was like in the 12th grade. That's a flaw to me.
What the
Porn
hell
movie.
did you just say?
Because
Can you pause
it's
it,
on the
Rose?
internet, so it might.
After this one, how is there a black woman in America that has 3 or 4 kids with the same man? Is there a single one?
The point that the video is making, and I really am so glad that you have compassion and you're worried about Kendra G's scalp. I think you should join her. I think you should join her live stream one day and ask her how.
But I am worried about the kids too. They all have different baby daddies. None of the kids have the same father. Is there a black woman in America that has 3 or 4 children and they all have the same daddy? Is there one?
I've seen it, but this is a compilation of.
I know this is, but I mean, it's so common now. It's like 80 to 90% of them, if they have multiple kids, they're not married, and the daddies are different.
It's because they want the child support. A few of them admit it in the video. I'm waiting for the one to admit that she's living off.
What do you think of people that say that's just a stereotype and that's racist to say that? But
show
it's
them
true.
this video.
Yeah.
To show them it's not a stereotype. I mean, it's a stereotype for a reason.
Yeah, that's the perfect way to say it. It's a stereotype for a reason because it's true. It's facts. And it isn't just in this compilation. It's so many of them in America that you have to wonder, is there a single black kid in America that can say, oh, my brother and sister, and you'd be like, you have the same father? Yeah. Like, it'd be shocking. You'd be like, what? Really? It's so uncommon. It's like you have the same father, you're a family, and you have 2 siblings or 3 siblings, and you all have the same father? And you black? You nigglets all have the same daddy? What you be talking about, my nigglets? I think that's a funny term, niglet. Somebody said it recently in my chat room. I forget what the context it was, but they said it. I was cracking up. It was
Melanie, because she says that about her nieces and nephews because she has a biracial,
Oh, she doesn't come to my channel. She hates me.
I don't think she will after this. I think that I'm showing her the light and that she didn't understand. And now I'm giving you credibility.
She's kind of dumb. You had to help her out and spoon feed her and say,
Yeah, I had to help
okay, retarded Melanie, I'm going to help you understand. You're a little bit slow.
She can be slow.
Yeah. Well, she used to watch Illumitami's show a lot, his retarded show. So maybe after months or years of watching him,
Well,
it
she saw
slowed
what
her
happened
down.
with me. Can you imagine what a bad taste in her mouth it was when she realized how psycho he was with me? So
I
all of
hope she
the
didn't have Tommy in her mouth to get a bad taste in her mouth, because that homeless bum would taste pretty rotten, I would imagine. I mean, have you seen? He comes on anytime he sees me. He's like, "Fuck off! Stop talking, Steven. I hate you. I'm never gonna like you again." He can't handle me at all. He's avoids me. If I just say hi to him, he just loses it. He's a very emotional, feminine guy. I
yeah,
agree with your assessment earlier.
yeah.
He truly is.
Yeah, Jason and I like to discuss sociology and psychology and how, people have their public persona and their private persona, every single person in the world, not just content creators. And it's interesting how when you spend enough time with someone, you can watch them flip back and forth. And sometimes people do it consciously and sometimes it's subconsciously. And then sometimes it's force of habit. So it's just very fascinating when people have created characters. Now there's people like you and I where we have fun and we like to be dramatic and we'll change our accents. Like you'll say Bia in like an Australian accent, but that's not because you've created a disassociated personality to deal with trauma. Having a conversation and using
They'll say, yeah, just like Jack. Jack will say, "What personality are you bringing today?" They think it's different personalities if I come on as a character, if I do Goth Cod, or if I show up as Black Jesus. Jack doesn't get it, and he's not the only one. I would say most of the panelverse doesn't get it. I don't think they're nearly as bright or as aware as they believe themselves to be. It's Dunning-Kruger effect. They've overestimated themselves greatly.
Yeah.
Because they can't understand what I'm doing. They just don't get it. They think I'm a true villain, a criminal, all these rumors going around. They believe anything. I could put any bait out there and they'll make a video. That Demon Slayer loser made a video immediately saying that I killed my father, taking the video clip, playing it, and people believe it. People are more gullible today on YouTube in 2025 than I think anybody would have believed in 1985 if you said there's going to be people in the future that are going to be connected electronically using little computers and phones in their pocket, and they're going to believe everything that they hear and see. And it won't be the mainstream media mind controlling them, or MK Ultra, or Monarch, or Mockingbird. It won't be any of those things that so-called quote-unquote conspiracy theorists research, and I went through that phase over the years. But it will be people believing just any lies spread by ordinary people, and they'll have the ability to spread these to millions of people everywhere. I could be wrong, but this is the way people are. Most people. It isn't just a few. And that's something my channel has delved into and exposed. It isn't just a few dummies or a few gullible people or a few zombies. It's the majority. The vast majority are just beyond retarded in terms of gullibility, believing everything. We're in a realm of demon tards and zombies. Truly.
That's what
Truly.
I wanted to make our show about. And I wanted to kind of like chronologically ease the audience who may not be familiar with you from the animalistic behavior of people that are like, it's a product of the environment and the social engineering of the New World Order, all the way to the bigger picture that you focus on. I mean, obviously, all of this stuff that's happening in the 3D reality. You're taking it a step further and talking about the idea of being recycled and deceived. And, people have to take the time to watch your videos, hear your arguments, just like the equality video and the Are People Good video, and you put the pieces together to make evidence for the metaphysical argument you have, your model, which can't be put on a PowerPoint slide. It can only be understood by pattern. And by the way, is your audience enjoying this? Do you, because I can only see the people commenting on my channel. I really have.
They're enjoying it. They said Melanie's a moron. Someone said that. They said,
that.
With all due respect, Steven, you were just playing a game. Can you highlight that comment she just posted a minute ago?
Yeah, well, I'm playing a game too,
She's
Melanie.
proving my point.
The Panelverse is a game, Melanie, and you're playing it too. We're posting silly karaoke videos.
She's saying I'm just playing a game. Does she mean currently? Does she mean always? Because I have some of the most serious intellectual content studying reality, studying this realm and
I
the
don't think she's
afterlife.
watched your
That you,
content.
I don't think so at all. But this is my point. She's proving it without even being aware. That's how dumb she is. She's unaware that she's proving my point. That most are like her. They're lazy. They don't investigate. They judge people without knowing. They say stupid shit. They say, and she's the one that's shouldn't be taken seriously. Her kind. It's not just her.
Did you know
And then
that in the YouTube studio you can create courses? You should consider creating a
I
course.
haven't looked into it, but
I'm looking into my YouTube studio, and
I
thought
want to
that
do everything for free because everyone else is doing things for shekels, and I never want to attach money or anything to what I'm putting out.
But I
I
want you to do one thing. If there was, I have a membership on my channel for like $1.49. I thought I picked 99 cents, but they must have made that the minimum. But here's why. I know it's stupid. It's a stupid excuse, but I really like that when you have a membership on your channel, you can make special emojis. And I can only imagine what interesting emojis you would design. And I know that you don't need the money and that you want everything to be free. But if you just, I wish there was a way that
That's
YouTube
why I
would
laugh
let
so
people
hard.
make it.
I get what you're saying. That would be interesting. I agree. The emojis and the extra features that would be funny. Jack Talcott, I think it was yesterday or the day before, told me to get a job. I'm independently wealthy and retired. Like he's a moron. He's a retarded. He's absolutely retarded. And there's a lot like that. They just believe what they're told. And
I'm not going to share it on the screen.
I offered the other day to pay somebody. It's somewhere around 20 grand for the full gateway experience at the Monroe Institute, which is tied in with the CIA and mind control. People are so dumb. The truthers go there to get mind control, to get their EEGs read and recorded. They record everything. So they have your brain waves if you go there. I offered to pay someone the whole price. I could afford to send someone there if they give me their brainwaves so that I'd have control over their mind. I just want to prove points here. And I could afford 20 grand to pay for someone to go there. I could afford to fly somebody to Africa that says we're all the same and fly them to Liberia or the Congo to live. I'll pay for their flight. I think most people are full of shit and they don't want to back it up. Even when someone says, I'll pay, you don't have to go there and pay your own money. I'll pay for you to live there for a year. I don't think you'd want to. I don't think you'd have to video it, document it with proof to prove you're actually there. I wouldn't just take anyone's word for it in the Panelverse on YouTube. But, you know, and this is what you get with a Melanie type when I say no, don't ban her. She can't help herself. She is a moron. I don't care if she ever comes around. There are a lot in the Panelverse like this. They're absolutely moronic. They can't be, they have no manners. They're rude. And this is common in the Panelverse. What was the other thing? She said something about where you're I just noticed that. Thank you. But you know, when people say, she said the new age, your energy goes where your intentions flow, or your energy goes, whatever that fucking new age saying is, where you put your energy, where you put your intention, your energy flows, something like that. It's all repetition. It's all parroting from new age shit. And she would say, I'm playing a game. I would say she's as programmed as a robot. I don't go around calling people NPCs, but I do call beings in this realm zombies due to their lack of awareness. They're not aware beings. It's like they're not even sentient beings. New age is trash. So is Melanie. I don't like trash beings, and it's nothing personal against her. She's just a dime a dozen. There's millions like that on YouTube and out there.
It upon herself. She had the opportunity to be respectful, and she's
had many opportunities to be respectful. She started the whole thing with me.
She just says, "Okay, Stephanie," and that's it. You know, that's obviously sarcasm, and
she'll keep
gave her
doing
a
it though.
warning.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
and I know you're an optimistic type of personality. That's part of your personality, and I'm not faulting you at all. I used to be more optimistic. My star sign, it's already out there now anyways, is Sagittarius. So I am naturally hopeful and optimistic and kind of idealist. I've worked on myself for decades to get to the point of being more analytical and accepting and acknowledging reality as it is, rather than being the daydreamer that I once was, in a sense. Now, I'm not saying I'm a different person. I'm still the same person. I still have the same Myers-Briggs personality type. I'm still astrologically, I'm still a Sagittarius, which is the most philosophical of all the signs, as Jim Morrison said way back in the day. He was a Sagittarius as well. Anyway, I have a lot in common with people that are philosophically minded, that develop their own philosophical views of this realm, their own model of this realm, looking at reality, not just the realm, but reality, including people, including psychology, just an all-encompassing, comprehensive view, big picture view.
What's
And
your
Sagittarius tend to be that way.
Myers-Briggs?
Myers-Briggs, I'm an INFP, I'm introverted, and go by my intuition mostly, and feelings, perceptions based, which is why I'm saying I had to work on being more analytical minded. A lot of people say you're so logical and you use great logic and reason. I get compliments on that. I worked on that. I wasn't naturally always this way. I was more of a daydreamy, intuitive. Feelings based doesn't mean crybaby. It means I feel things deeply. I hate injustice, oppression, true oppression, not black people crying oppressed, but actual oppression, if you get what I'm saying. Somebody that's being imprisoned and they're innocent, for example, they're being oppressed by being put in a cage or in a cell. Not the false we're oppressed because we're black in America. They're actually advantaged. They have black privilege. I don't know why my voice cracked there, but they have black privilege. They're given advantages, affirmative action, DEI hires, all kinds of grants and scholarships, and put ahead at university. If somebody scores, a white or an Asian person might score 300 points higher on SATs, and a black chick will get accepted with 300 points lower. This is what's going on. That's not oppression. That's being given special treatment. They've been given such special treatment for so long, they think everything's oppression. If you look, did you know that food stamps in America is, I just saw this earlier, it's over $1 trillion a year. Over $1 trillion. And that's more than military spending. It's somewhere around 860 billion. So black people, it's not all blacks that, I mean, there are some white people on welfare and food stamps, but if you look at what they get and the cost to society and the drain and the cost in terms of if you delve into violent crime, blacks, and it's not all blacks. It's not old grandmother blacks for the most part going out shooting people, but black crime is like the murders in America. They commit over 60% of the murders in America, and it's about 5% of the population. It's mainly black men.
Well, this 5%. Is what I was thinking with the tow truck situation. I'm like, this guy is a caricature of a socially engineered character that was introduced by white people who were the producers at Interscope Records. All of these rappers from the late 80s, 90s, they all say that they knew that they were doing something terrible for black culture. Imagine if the crack cocaine wasn't injected into the black communities. Imagine if the Planned Parenthoods weren't strategically placed. And imagine if the rap thug culture with the cornrows that now I'm scared of because I got traumatized. It's like,
you know what though? My take is going to be different, I think, than most would expect. I would say that has had some impact on black people, rap music and the culture. But overall, I think that if you look even deeper into it, black people are violent more violent than others in any country that they're in, without the Western influence, without Hollywood, without rap music, in countries like Liberia, in Africa, Somalia, the Congo, Sudan, Nigeria. The violence rate is always higher, and it isn't just in America and under the influence of American culture, rap culture, degenerate gangster rap. And honestly, if you removed all that, there'd be a difference, but it wouldn't be as much as people would think.
You're right. But thank you for making the delineation. We're talking about violence, and I'm talking about how his mannerisms, how he spoke and what he wore, and what he said.
That influences them greatly. Absolutely.
I'm getting paid. So when someone
but you know what?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say this. That's still a choice. A lot of people make, and I'm not saying that you're doing this, but a lot of people make the excuse, well, that's their culture. They're under the influence. They're programmed by TV, by movies. Well, how come I wasn't?
Yeah, exactly.
How come I didn't just follow whatever white stereotype, or if white kids were into certain music started to become popular when I was younger, and we would call them wiggers, and kids that were listening to rap when I was listening to hard rock, metal. I was into grunge music, alternative punk. I was into a diverse range of music, but I was never into rap. No matter how popular it started to get, the late 80s, early 90s, there was a lot of white kids. It wasn't just black kids buying rap. There started to be more and more and more, grew slowly, white suburban kids and dressing black. I never did that because I'm not a copycat. I'm not a follower. I have a mind of my own. If it wasn't cool in my high school, let's say, to listen to metal or to listen to the Seattle grunge bands like Soundgarden when they came out, or whatever the case may be.
I never was into that.
I just didn't care, though. I was into whatever I was into. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was cool with people. There was a kid there that got teased, and I wasn't into punk yet, but there was a kid there that was into more punk. And I respected him as an individual because he wasn't following the crowd. There was no one else at the school that I happened to go to that was into that. So he got teased by basically redneck kids that would tease him. And it's like, well, they always tease individuals. They always want to outcast and bully or gang up on the kid that doesn't listen to exactly what everyone else is into or doing. And I noticed that it isn't just the media trying to make people into clones and followers. It starts in high school and in elementary, where kids try to bully kids to be the same because they want conformity.
Yep.
Most people want conformity. They're control freaks, just like they are on YouTube.
Yeah. When people are homogenized, they're much easier to control, and it's also easier to control an it than someone who has a personality. So that's why they're trying to make people into robots. I want to shift over from the race and the baby daddy. I mean, there's a couple of really, really funny things in that compilation, but I think we got the point across, and I can certainly send you the link if you ever want to see it. But I mean, I just wanted to, go ahead.
Look at this guy in the chat, Hugh. I know what his name is playing on, but skaters, there's no apostrophe for plural. Skaters, there's no apostrophe S. I know that's not a big thing with most people on YouTube grammar, but skaters were the real ones. You're proving my point that you're a type that says only one group were the real ones. You can't respect people's individual choices. You just proved my point again. And he came in rude earlier towards me as well.
Please be polite to my guest. I chose my guest for a reason.
And there you go. Thanks for the correction, Stevie. This represents the panelverse. They never have manners. They're just low level, low IQ zombies.
You think he's being, because of whatever you saw before, you think he's being sarcastic here with the thanks?
For sure. Calling me Stevie. Yeah.
Stevie. Please, Hugh, I'm going to give you one warning. If you can't be polite and listen to King Steven's point of view when I've asked him to be a guest on my channel, then I'm not gonna allow you to be here, because I command that people are respectful in my territory.
And look at them being shocked and stuff. All I expect on my channel is people to come in and say hi or hello, introduce themselves, show some manners, rather than come in like some slob that has no manners. And I do think that most people, not just on YouTube, but in the realm, are slobs.
Okay, Jeannie, who are you saying I should ban? Who are you talking about that needs to be banned, Jeannie?
Hugh might even be Melanie. I don't know. I don't know if it's a guy, it could be a woman. This is what they do. Like, it's just infantile and childish and low IQ zombie behavior.
Well,
I like Stripe. I'm not sure who Stripe is, but I've seen Stripe on some other channels here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And Stripe seems pretty cool. I don't know who it is. I don't think they're on my channel.
Well, they're making
But
the point here that by using I pay attention to the details, and they're pointing out that they said Stevie when your name is spelled Steven. So
absolutely trying to be rude. They were trying. So that's what they do. But I'm just saying, not just because of what Stripe said there. I've seen Stripe's comments other places, and they tend to either be funny or intelligent. That's what I respect. I've never respected zombies. It isn't just, oh, you can't take it on YouTube. I've never respected zombies. You could have asked me when I was 6 years old what I thought of zombies, and I would have said, yeah, I don't like that. I don't like rude zombified creatures.
Thank you, Jeannie, for being a good mod. She sees what's going on, and she banned Hugh Joshua on for me. So that's what mods are there for. So thank you very much.
That's a good job, Jeannie. I think it's actually good because if you clean up the chat room, eventually you draw people that are intelligent, respectful, not rude, have manners, have something to offer, have something to say, and things improve. I've had to ban 300-400 people on my channel over the past 3 years or so.
Yeah, and Melanie,
my ban list is huge.
I had to ban Melanie even though she gifted memberships, but she probably ended up gifting memberships to trolls that were hate watching.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's a downside of having.
But you said earlier that you said something about the people in my live stream chat saying the people there are intelligent.
Yeah.
And good to watch there. The reason is I've cleaned it up over and over again and told my mods to ban people that come in where their account was just created that day. They have a brand new account, like, oh, you just joined YouTube today and came to my channel. Obviously, they're a troll or using an alt account, someone that's been banned multiple times. So I have my mods doing that on my channel. And that's why the conversation in my chat is always respectful. They never last. They get banned immediately. And there's people that say, oh, you ban everyone. Not everyone. I don't ban people that are respectful. I don't ban people that are intelligent and funny and can contribute something. Not money, but something that other people enjoy, and just kind of get along and be cool. You don't have to agree with me or agree with everyone. But I find, Rose, that most people in the realm itself can't use manners or be respectful.
Oh my gosh, how is this possible? Melanie's back with like another sock account. I banned her. And now she's making fun of Jeannie and calling her husband's channel shitty. I mean, Melanie, why do you always do this to me when I'm trying to have a conversation with someone and you're
she's jealous.
Yes.
I think that's part of it. They get jealous and they want the attention to be on them. And she's sitting in the chat and we're not talking about her. So that's the way some people are. They're attention seekers.
I just clicked again, and maybe there's something wrong with StreamYard. She texted me. I don't know what to tell you.
She really wants attention when I'm on here, though. She did the same. She used to do the same thing when I'd be on the stage on Tommy's shit show. She would talk no matter what the topic was. If I was on there with Tommy, Don't Judge Me, whoever was there, her focus would be on me. She's just a moron. That's why I started calling her.
She's the only one willing to do karaoke with me. So seriously, I will stop all contact with Melanie and never do karaoke with her. If someone else out there will do karaoke with me. So we're putting the call out for the karaoke partner. And then what else? We were looking for someone. We were putting.
You know what it is? I'll do karaoke with you, and I could find people to do karaoke with you probably from my channel. You know what? The thing is, she's not funny. It would be totally different if it was funny, like if she was saying things that made me laugh, or she just isn't funny. It's mean-spirited, not just towards me, but towards Jeannie. I've only seen her be a bitter, mean-spirited creature.
Oh, and now V11 is saying, wow,
never seen that name before.
On your precious queen, Stevie, unsubbing Rose, ridiculous. Oh, please. Okay, if you can't handle me, trying to
Was it one comment or was it repeated comments all night from Melanie? It was probably 5 or 6 fucking shitty comments where at first Rose said, "Do you want me to ban her?" I said, "No, let it go. Let her stay and give her another chance." And
Hold
she's
on,
like,
this
"Thank
is
you."
mine.
It wasn't one comment, so they can't even be honest about that.
We don't even know who this is, and they obviously know that you and Melanie don't get along,
Yeah.
and they're
It
being
might even be
sarcastic
her
too.
or her friend or who knows. It's
They're
just pathetic when it gets to that because they'll even lie like one comment for it's like she's been making comments about me for months. She can't just chill and laugh and have some enjoyment watching a live stream. She's a bitter, mean-spirited creature.
Well, this is a good opportunity because we're having a great conversation. You have your chat, they're enjoying themselves, and we're using this opportunity to
Except for
damage
Melanie. They were enjoying everything else. Sorry for interrupting, but my chat seemed to be enjoying everything except for Melanie.
Thanks a lot, Melanie. And I'm not saying that overly exaggerating to be friendly. I'm saying it to be emphasizing. Hold on, Jason opened the door, and I just don't want to be disrespectful. How are you doing, Jason? I think that I am okay for now. Thank you so much for asking. The salt lamp that I just got is so relaxing. Thank you.
Oh, you got a new salt lamp?
Yeah. Well, he got one for himself, and I was like, "Ooh, I want one too." And then he bought one for me, and I thought he was doing a kissy face to me, but he was doing it to the cat. Minnie, go with him. Go with him.
What color is the salt lamp?
Just a normal orangish, pinkish kind of more orange. I'll send you a picture.
Orange equals 33. Illuminati confirmed. You said it's by saying orange, she's saying 33, everyone.
Oh dear.
But 33 is right in my channel name, so I must be a Freemason.
Me too, and it's funny, these idiots. See, mine is my handle is Rose777-33, and I was commenting on RV. You know RV, I know you do.
Yeah.
And I was commenting, and the way that the comments were being displayed instead of the username, it was the handle. And so all these people who have no idea that RV and I are like best friends, they're like, "Oh, super suspicious with you have 33 in your name." These people are such morons. To me, 33. It's a fingerprint, and it's like a thumbprint to show people that you're in the know and that you're aware of these esoteric patterns. I mean, people are so moronic.
It's also a number. Even if Freemasonry vanished, if it got Mandela affected out of existence, it's still a number. It's still a number, and it's a master number. It's a cool number because it's 2 numbers. It's the double, 3 and 3, just like 11, 1 and 1. There's certain numbers that just seem cool.
Yeah, like 7
to people that are normies. Even people, if you had a phone number that was like 555, I know how movies use the 555, right? 555-1133. People would be like, yeah, you got a cool number. It's easy to remember. They could be a total normie, know nothing about truth seeking, know nothing about Freemasonry, conspiracies. They'd hear you tell them your number, and they go, "That's a cool number. You got a cool phone number." They think it was cool, easy to remember. There's just something about the double numbers, and it isn't just Freemasons that use that as either. Like, I'm tired of baby truthers. I've been ranting about this on my channel recently, and I don't want them around me because they're the most paranoid. I'd rather talk to total normies. I'd rather go out my door, go down my street, have a conversation with a stranger that comes across as a total normie that wouldn't know about any of these things that people research on YouTube, because they're a lot more chill and easy to get along with, and they don't just jump going, "Oh, you're evil. You use the 33, or you draw and paint ravens, or you have an owl. I've painted owls. It doesn't mean I'm in Bohemian fucking Grove." I'm not sitting there with U.S. presidents and CEOs. I liked owls as a child when I was 4 years old, reading Ranger Rick magazine and National Geographic and Nature magazine and Equinox and all that stuff.
Amazing, beautiful, gorgeous.
They'll vilify everything, though. Like, it's just they just tie everything together out of paranoia, and that's what I call the baby truther.
They don't have the Viking blood. Maybe it's the Viking blood.
They don't do the research. They jump to conclusions. Do you know how many videos I have on my channel that have 33 in it intentionally? It's not every video or every live stream, but it's more than people have ever seen. If you look through my videos, you'd be like, "Holy shit! I've never seen 33 in the time stamps and the length of videos. Whether it's a video 33 minutes, 33 seconds. I've made many esoteric videos that are 33 or 23 minutes, 33 seconds long. I intentionally do that.
Yeah.
That's all by design. For 3 years now, I've been doing that. And I it filters out. It's like a filtration system. The people that their first comment, I have thousands of videos to watch and study. And when people watch their first video on my channel and say, 33, I don't trust you. You must be a Freemason. I just immediately ban.
People should
I'm
be
just like, they
focusing on
failed the
safety.
IQ test right away.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to help people understand about the content they will find if they go to your channel, is that some people feel very comfortable living in this realm because the quote unquote matrix is working very well for them. They're in the rat race, they're making money, and so they don't care to be aware of things. But now, especially with the internet, through all of these true crime stories, they're putting it right. It's like a revelation of the method. They're putting it right in front of everyone how evil and how many demons there are, that people are getting super desensitized to it. And I really do feel like people are becoming more zombified than they ever have been. I don't know how you feel about the fluctuations of insanity and or the fluctuations of these people, whether they became demonic or they were just born that way. But I want to show you this clip about this teenage girl.
Claim that she became severely, horrifically thin. In fact, an officer observed how she appeared to be 6 to 8 years old. That's what they thought. But she wasn't a young child. She was a teenager, and her body was literally shutting down from an apparent lack of food. That's the allegation. This all came to a head on August 21st of this year. That is when Walter Goodman finally called 911. And on that call, which is included in the complaint, he apparently tells the dispatcher that his daughter is, quote, lethargic, like she's comatose, and that her eyes are open, but, quote, creepy. He mentions that she's grinding her teeth and stiffening up in his arms. And when first responders arrived, they said that she was so emaciated, her collarbones, her ribs, her hip bones, they were poking through her skin. Her blood sugar was at a life-threatening low level of 24. She was rushed to the hospital, then flown to Children's Wisconsin, where she was immediately intubated. And a prosecutor said she was, and I quote this, very, very close to death. She weighed, again, just 35 pounds. A typical 14-year-old girl weighs more than, triple that. She was diagnosed with severe malnutrition. It had caused multiple organ failures. Her liver, her pancreas, her heart, they were all affected. She had osteoporosis like an elderly person. She had pressure sores from lying on the floor. This is all in the report. This is all alleged in the reports. This week, these 3 adults arrested in this case, Walter Goodman, Savannah Lefevre, Kayla Steimer, they faced a judge, and the charges are severe. We're talking multiple felony counts of chronic neglect of a child. Consequence is great bodily harm. So the question is, what exactly did police uncover in this investigation? What was said?
Did you see that fat? The parents are fat. The parents are these disgusting fat people who over time starved their child.
It's horrific. And you know what? Even if it isn't always that extreme, there's a lot of big fatty parents where you see really thin, underfed, maybe not starved to death, but underfed, malnourished children. Scrawny little kids that don't seem to, they might get one hot dog a day or something. No bun, just a hot dog or just this. And the parents are huge, big fatties. That seems to be a common theme. In this realm, especially in America, Canada, Western countries. I was going to say child abuse and neglect. I wanted to ask you, do you think that would exist even in a good realm created by a good creator or good God?
No,
good
because
whatever.
you know how all these people say that when you get pregnant, it's a gift from God. Why would God let a baby be born to these psychotic people that would do nothing but torture them for the entirety of their
their whole life is abuse, torture, neglect. Why would a good God, how could that be possible? It doesn't add up, right? That's part of my model, that it doesn't add up at all. It can't be a good creator if the creation is evil and full of suffering and suffering's allowed. If it's an omnipotent creator, it would just intervene and say, I made a mistake creating a realm this way, beings that are capable of abuse. I have to fix this. But there's never been any fixing of humanity or the realm, any correction.
There was
if you see what I'm saying.
yeah. There was this. Oh shoot! I'm sorry. I forgot what I was going to bring up. But
Well, let me give you an example though, and then maybe you'll remember.
yeah.
If you broke something in your house, you have the opportunity to either replace it, fix it, do something about it, right? If you have a house and you break your window by accident, you don't have to just leave it forever and let the rain come in or the wind or all the elements and the weather and bugs fly in and you have a broken pane of glass or the whole window's broken. You can fix it and say, I made a mistake. It was an accident. I was doing something. Maybe your ladder leaned against the window and it broke, or or Jason was doing something, or whoever, right? You don't have to leave what's broken or what isn't working. But in this realm, it's been left this way for as far as we can tell, going back thousands of years. We can look through history. There are baby truthers that argue with me saying all disease is big pharma and jabba-do effect. No, it isn't. It's written about and throughout history, documented even in the Bible. Leprosy, for example. There were lepers in the time of Jesus 2,000 years ago. And there were more than that. There were natural disasters, great floods documented beyond the Bible in historical documents. Now, I know that history is different than what we're fed, but we can also look at archaeology and digs and see that there were great floods. There were natural disasters. People today, I'm aware that hurricanes can be guided and steered. That was even published in newspapers in the 50s and 40s or whatever, many decades ago, generations ago. I'm aware of all this stuff. But the problem is baby truthers think all this stuff is brand new in their lifetime, that this world wasn't this way 1,000 years ago. No, there were great floods and earthquakes documented, and there were volcanic eruptions. Okay, it was all these things going on. And Crater Earth has absolute, that's that stalker idiot that likes to use various names in the chat room.
Okay, ban.
Yeah, get rid of them. They just ask the same thing. They don't care about the truth of this realm and the afterlife.
We're not talking about that.
They just want to change the subject and derail it. This is what baby truthers do. I call them baby truthers. And I think actually RV's the one that first came up with that baby truther
That
term.
is correct. Thank you for
that I
giving me
remember.
credit. I don't usually.
I'm pretty sure he came up with it years ago. That's the first place I think I heard it was Russian Vids.
He came up with the idea of baby truthers, but now he's not even he's evolved from baby truth, and now he just says fake truthers. Because back in the day when he first came up with baby truthers, me and David Weiss and Jaron and Alex Stein started a baby truther show that was supposed to be kind of like a roast of him, because they thought that he was being more hardcore than he needed to be, and then everything fell apart with all this division and drama. And like I say, everyone's acting so immature and feminine. And so RV, he called everything out. He planned everything out. He was practically psychic. He's a Christian, but so he wouldn't probably like it if I called him psychic. But he warned me of so many things in 2020 that now in 2025 came true. So like with David and Jaron and Alex Stein and what everyone was going to end up doing. And I just find that fascinating, because I think that like not like Rain Man, like retarded, but he has this pattern like recognition. You have a pattern like recognition. I'd like to think I can see patterns. But Zachary Hubbard, he's very arrogant, but you can't you can't argue that he's pattern recognition is outstanding. So just like you've said, people have different kinds of I'm sorry, I didn't turn notifications off here, but people have different levels of intelligence, and there are certain intelligence categories that I don't, that, conceptual physics are difficult for me, but sociology feels really easy for me to comprehend. Herd mentality, divide and conquer, manipulation. That makes sense to me. areas of intelligence do you think are your highest out of all of them? Not saying you're stupid in the other ones, but if you had to, like, answer a multiple choice question, what are the three kinds of intelligences, whether it's philosophy or art, spatial intelligence, mathematical intelligence? Where do you thrive the most?
That's a tough question. I would say art and philosophy, even though I was very, very naturally good at math when I was young. As I said earlier, I was put into the gifted kids math group and I got kicked out for fighting.
That's so funny. I was such a teacher's pet, so I was always trying to get.
And I was a very chill kid. I was introverted. I was not a bully. I was not what people in the panelverse would probably say, "Oh, you were this, that." I ended up being friends with that redheaded, that ginger kid that I put in the headlock, and we went downhill skiing. We had memberships at the ski resort, the local place, and we ended up being friends after that. Not that year, but a year later, in 7th and 8th grade. For a couple of winters, we skied together at least once or twice a week on the weekends, if not times during the week as well. So I'm that type. I don't hold grudges. I tend to try to get along with people, even if we fought at first. I don't think the panelverse knows that about me. Someone in the chat, Emily, said, I feel like the term truther is like the term foodie. Doesn't everyone like food? Everyone ought to want the truth. Well, some people like food far more than others. Other people don't care. There's many in this realm that don't want the truth, and they don't care about the truth. They don't care. There's no care in them for truth. Even if they have time, I have family members like this, and everyone does as well, that would prefer watching Hollywood shit on Netflix or Hollywood movies for 8 hours a night after work than ever research anything about this realm. And they'll do that. They'll never look into things. So I'd have to say everyone doesn't want the truth at all. And the term truther sounds babyish to me, even without the baby. Just truther. I've never called myself truther. It sounds like a baby term, like kids would say, "Oh, you're a truther." It just sounds infantile. I never liked it. Never applied that label to myself. I want to say about Russian Vids, I always kind of respected him. I'm not a Christian, but the guy's always been respectful to me. And that's something I do appreciate.
Well, that's what he always says. We can talk for like 8 hours, and so I've heard him say so many times that I don't know if this is his quote or if it's attributed to someone else, but I think we should attribute it to him. He always says, when I've been confused and not realizing who to trust in all of these games that people play, he says, "Rose, real recognizes real." It's as simple as that. If you're real, you're going to recognize.
And you know what I think it is too? I think it's a spiritual frequency. And I think eventually, I'm going to make a prediction right here, right now, live on Rose's live stream show, that in the future, we'll be able to detect spiritual differences, spiritual frequencies, and probably be able to tell you're the same type of spiritual species as I am with people by their frequency, and be able to tell that certain people will never get along with you because they're different spiritually. They're a different species.
Yeah.
And it's basically like asking a lion in Africa or a zebra in Africa, better case, zebra, to get along with an African crocodile. It's not going to happen because the crocodile wants to eat the zebra. The zebra doesn't trust the crocodiles when it crosses a river and is afraid. They're different species, and they'll never be friends. They'll never relate because they're so different. And I think that differences can be good and great and enhance life. And I'm all for differences. We're not all the same height. We're not all the same spiritually. People can recognize height differences. They won't argue if you say, hey, that person's really tall, and you see someone that looks to be close to 7 feet tall. And then you say, oh, that girl's kind of short. She's tiny and she's like 4'10". Most people won't argue and say they're the same height. They're the same. Most people just nod their head and go, yeah, they are tall and that one's short. But when it comes to intelligence and spiritual differences, most people say, no, we're all the same. We're all one. We're all the same. And they just lie like, oh, we're all equal. We're all the same, all equal, all one. That isn't true. It just isn't true. And I want to say one more thing too. I don't want to rant too long, but I have my disagreements, let's say, with Russian vids, to use as an example. I'm not a Christian.
Right.
He is. But I still respect him. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah,
I was
and he
raised
respects
Catholic, but
you.
I can still respect the guy based on him being respectful, him being a truth seeker, investigating reality, calling out the ones that he sees as frauds, providing evidence. He doesn't just say, "Hey, they're an asshole," and don't give. He gives evidence. He makes actual videos showing what he sees in people and
He
reasons that
sees
he's
what
suspicious.
you see in terms of whether people are the demons and the cockroaches, and you don't have to share his spiritual beliefs to fit that category. So let me give you an example. I'm so glad that you brought this up. He'll go hard on content creators that he thinks are spreading misinformation. He just gained 5,000 subscribers because there was a big podcast called Dee Dee's Got a Podcast that credited him for some video about Charlie Kirk, and so that was a big hot topic. And so a lot of creators, just like what happens with you, people who you have no idea they're watching your videos, they have an audience and production value, and they will steal your work. And you may think that someone out there will hear that and be like, oh, he's so full of himself that he thinks that people are stealing his work. No, everybody is sitting there on YouTube scrolling, and they'll come upon something and then repackage it. And this guy was nice enough to admit that he took it from RV. But to make my point is that he'll go hard on content creators who are saying something that he thinks is incorrect. But Jason, my boyfriend, not only is he not a Christian, he's not a flat earther, and they still manage to be great friends. And sometimes I'll be talking to RV, and he's like, I don't know if Jason can hear this, because he knows that Jason really likes Bill Cooper, but RV doesn't trust Bill Cooper and thinks that not only was he in Navy intelligence and then a whistleblower, but actually a character to play a role. So this is my point, is the audience in the quote unquote truther community. I'd love to know if Emily's still here, if she'll resonate with what I'm saying. It's so disgusting to me how the audience is so stupid, because they become so tribalistic. It's like, oh, you said the word planet, or you're not believing in this model, so we're going to fight and call you a shill. They don't even realize, though, that these big content creators are still friends. And it's a perfect microcosm for the New World Order and all these politicians. I'm sure that at times Trump might be sending a meme to Hillary Clinton. I kid you not. These people are friends behind the scenes because of the business deals that have been going on over the decades. It's all just they're at work, and they sold their soul. They aren't spiritual beings, so they're just
I agree.
acting like robots.
Behind the scenes, they're absolutely, I call them Team Evil. Team Evil extends, like when I use the term Team Evil, I'm not just talking about YouTubers that I expose or fakes, or Jason from Archaics would be an example on YouTube of Team Evil. He's a fraud. He's a liar. He's a predator. He's a convicted felon. He pled guilty to aggravated sexual assault, kidnapping. Archaics channel is who I'm speaking about, Jason. I call him Braziers.
I saved it, just so you know. I'm not going to show it on the screen because I don't know how. Because you said that you didn't see anyone write something bad on your channel, and at the time when I said, oh, maybe it was this and maybe it was that.
Oh, one of my mods hid them, I think. They told me privately. That's why I couldn't see, because they were hidden already. Okay.
I saved it for you so you can see exactly what I said back to them.
I'm glad you took screenshots. And somebody told me, because I was like, I can't see it. And then privately somebody said, oh, I saw that. And one of my mods saw it and hid them before I ever saw the comments. But yeah, I'm glad you saved it, because I didn't get a chance to see it. And if people don't know, if someone's hidden on your channel by one of your mods, then all of their comments go away. Even if it's your channel, I can't go and see what they said. It's gone for me. Yeah. That's how it works on YouTube. Like, I don't even know who it was, what they said. But just for a moment, back to this point of, yeah, there's people that aren't flat earthers or don't share my view of my model of reality, and I still get along with them. That's not my issue. People try to spin it like, oh, Steven doesn't get along people if they don't agree with him. That isn't the case. Not at all. I'm not a Christian, for example. I get along with RV and my best friends. I've never spoken. No, we're not best friends, but I've dropped in on his channel over the years. Over many channels, he's been banned and had to start new channels. And then I'll find his channel again. And that's happened for, must be over a decade now, something like that. He's been around for many years on YouTube. Do I agree with everything he says? No, but do I respect him? Yes. Now, the reason I would respect him, he's put out a body of work consistently over all those years. He's exposed a lot of fake events, for example. He was one of the early ones to be exposing fake events.
Yes.
I give credit to other people that are actually real, and also the respect factor. It's not him kissing up to me, but he doesn't just attack me saying, oh, you call it a hell realm, or you don't believe in Jesus, so you're a fucking demon, or he's never said anything close to that. Have others on YouTube? Yeah. In the panelverse? Absolutely, that run channels. They'll say, oh, you call it a hell realm. This isn't a hell realm, and you don't believe in Jesus, and you don't believe in God. You're this, you're that. And they just attack, and they're rude and disrespectful. And how am I going to get along with disrespectful people that act like rude pieces of shit?
And how is that
I
going to
can't.
attract you to the religion? If Christianity is the correct religion and the only path to truth, then wouldn't God and Jesus be very disappointed if his supposed soldiers were making people turn away from Christianity? Like, oh, this is an example of this is what Christians think and this is how they treat people. Well, I don't want anything to do with that. So there's nothing worse than a Christian who makes all the, good Christians, it ruins it for the rest of them, because the people who claim to be Christians don't behave the way that they're the person Jesus is supposed to be, the one they're trying to be like, right? And then they're not acting like that. So it's so hypocritical.
Yeah, they're not Jesus-like or Christ-like, whichever way you want to say it. They're not real Christians then. I was raised as a Christian, believe it. The people that don't realize that and the panelverse that bash me, I was raised in a very Christian Catholic, Irish Catholic family with priests and nuns in my family. Not my immediate family, but uncles, aunts, great aunts, ones that were priests and nuns and very religious, very Christian. They devoted their whole life to that. Since they were young, they joined up as teenagers and lived into old age devoted to Christianity. That's the family I come from. So I'm not unfamiliar with Christianity or people that are into that. I'm just not that way. I got out of it. But does that mean that I hate everyone who's Christian? No. Can I have respectful conversations and respect for people that are Christian? Yeah, I do. Some.
Did you know that my stepmother is a born again Christian, like the kind that, hold hands and close your eyes and pray? And
No.
she's married to my dad, who's an atheist, but with quote unquote Ashkenazi genetics. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so she believes that she believes in her mind, and she's not afraid to say it, that, he's going to either find Jesus or go to hell. And that her whole family believes that that one day that my side of the family is going to find Jesus and that our souls will be saved. But they never, ever talk about forcing us to read the Bible or go to church. It's just amongst themselves. And that's what makes me sad sometimes, King Stephen, is like I said, I've been mildly referencing a quick hospital stay that was unplanned. And I went in for an outpatient procedure and I ended up getting admitted because of protocol. And it was just kind of it was like an unfair situation, but turning lemons into lemonade. It was a good thing I did get admitted, because it turned out I needed help with some things, including some wounds. So anyway, I was joking around with the anesthesiologist for the endoscopy procedure, and I'm fine. Like there was nothing wrong with me. So when he heard my name walking down the hallway, he's like, "What the fuck?" So he does a backup, sees that I'm in the hospital bed, admitted as a patient, and he walks, he's like, what are you doing here? And then of course my heart kind of sinks when I realize, okay, this is about to happen. He's like, I've been thinking about you since yesterday, and all I've been wanting to do is pray for you. So this is where I have to kind of like, the way that I get through these situations, I'm literally paralyzed, I can't escape, I'm in the hospital bed, and we're going to be going into this whole prayer situation that they have to ask you for permission to pray for you, because you're not supposed to push it on people. But since he's such a nice guy, I let him do the praying. And it's just so fascinating to me, because they'll say things like, please, in the name of Jesus, let this beautiful, young, smiling, inspiring girl walk out of this hospital. I'm thinking, oh my gosh. I mean, maybe like 3 hours of sleep is reasonable, but to walk out of the hospital. And I just feel, it's like, I wish that they could, I wish that their dreams could come true and that I could have this miraculous healing. But instead, I just think to myself, what do they have that in their minds that would possess them to be so hopeful that something so obviously to be practical is impossible? And it's that they always are kind of hoping that they're the ones that are going to cause a miracle so that more people will be open to the truth. But I see that as like, maybe that's an ego thing. Like, why do they have to be the one to invoke a miracle? Right? I don't know. I'm blabbing a lot, but I don't know if that brings up anything that you want to say after that tangent.
Well, I would say in response to that, it's a nice, kind, gentle way of calling them hopeful. I would call it delusional. I don't mean that in an insulting way. I just mean it in the sense that they are delusional, believing that you will walk out or someone will be. Yeah, miracles might happen. I mean, I'm still open to the possibility, but I still view it as delusional and hopium, just like with Jack saying he's going to create world peace, end all wars. There's trillions of dollars worldwide spent on military every year, not just in the history, like yearly. If you add up the military spending of the US, Russia, China, and then 50 other countries, it's in the trillions.
But here's
And
the other
the reason I mention that is that that's millions of people that work in the war industry. And companies, huge companies like Lockheed Martin, Boeing, they're not going to shut down just because Jack Talcott says something that millions of people have said, end all wars, they want to stop war. They don't care about a Jack Talcott or anyone.
And think about all the people that are disabled. Think about, why am I the one that's like, here's the thing.
Yeah.
They're quadriplegics. I'm like, okay, these people are praying for me, but why would God choose me? And then my poor friends are over there having to watch me have the miraculous thing. It's like, no.
Well, they prayed for you. They didn't pray for them. So it's just, it's ridiculous. Exactly.
Football teams that win because of God. Oh, God favored that team. They must.
Thank God. They kneel down and they pray at the end, or pray for after a touchdown, or they thank God after they win, or actors look up and thank God they won the Emmy Award or the Oscar. It's ridiculous. But this is the people are free. I made a video recently called, I think it was titled Free to Believe, but it was about how people are free to believe any bullshit they want. I'm not stopping people. I was trying to let my viewers know on my channel, and I do respect them for the most part, especially my regulars, my mods, my team, the people that show up and watch the videos and actually know what I'm talking about and don't just bash me without investigating what my work is. They are free to believe whatever they want. But it also doesn't mean that I have to believe what they believe, or that I have to agree, or that I have to think it's intelligent or true or smart. I'm free too. They're free to believe what they want, but I can view someone's beliefs as ridiculous and laughable, like Scientology. They're free. I won't stop them. I wouldn't do anything if I was running this whole world to say we got to outlaw Scientology and Jehovah's Witnesses and this cult and that one. I could label Catholicism a cult. I think it is a huge cult. You know, my family was Catholic, or is Catholic, was Catholic when I was young. I think it's just a big cult that over time became established, powerful, rich. If it was started today with 12 people as disciples, people would call it a cult, following someone around, because they wouldn't have the influence, the power, the money. They wouldn't be established and so many people know about it, they just accept it. Catholicism, that's not a cult, that's normal, it's a religion. Well, only because it's been around for thousands of years. If somebody tried to start that today, they'd call them a cult leader with cult followers, just like they did in Jesus' time. That's if he existed. They called him a cult leader and called his disciples cult followers. That's what the disciples were known as back then. And there's an argument that Jesus didn't exist. I'm open to that possibility. I'm open to many. I'm open to the possibility that Jesus was a master mason. There's a lot of Masonic language in the Bible. But could it have been altered to make him appear that way? That's another possibility. There's the Gnostic books, like the Book of Thomas, that's not included in the canon of the Bible. There's all sorts of possibilities. So anyway, I'm someone that likes to look at the possibilities, and I do think people are free to believe what they want. I think a lot of baby truthers on YouTube are control freaks. They want everyone to believe what they believe, or they call you stupid and just misjudge you and put you down and attack. And they don't want others. They're tyrants. They don't want people to be free to have their own views. And I believe in freedom. I think people are free to believe whatever they want, even if I think it's ridiculous or dumb or nonsense. You're still free to believe whatever you want.
Yeah, and
But
I'm also open to being wrong and hoping that if I find out I made a mistake, that other people who knew I was wrong would be forgiving of me, and vice versa. Like when I know that someone's wrong and I'm talking to someone who might be delusional or psychotic or just traumatized, or like a broken spirit that might be being taken advantage of because they don't have like the mental fortitude, I just try to be there for them, because in the future, you never know when they might come to another level of understanding, or that I might come to another level of understanding where an alliance together would be better for humanity, in the same way that you're trying to show people that you have a solution and that it doesn't have to be all doom and gloom. You're just calling it like it is, as it is. And yes,
doom and gloom would, yeah. Well, doom and gloom would be some of these other channels that preach that there's no way out, that it'd be better for non-existence. They wish to not exist. That's doom and gloom to be. My model talks about an afterlife and magical realms and all sorts of things that are fantastical, where it makes this place look like a sewer where we currently are. And I want freedom, and I won't settle for just getting reincarnated, recycled, coming back with amnesia, having to do this again, potentially face genetic disorders, disease, loss of loved ones, all the pain, suffering that is useless in this place for millions of lifetimes. I'm not doing this loop for millions of lifetimes, and I have a way out. That is hope. That is hopeful. That is empowerment, to self-empower yourself. Spiritually and mentally. And I do agree with the comment. Somebody said the book of Galukians contains a lot of wisdom. That I came up with the whole book of Galukians. I trolled Jack Talcott one time with a meme and made up a part of the Bible that doesn't exist, the book of Galukians. And I came up with what?
Jack Talcott didn't know that you were citing a fake.
He didn't know. He read it on the screen and he said it was wise, and I made up the whole thing. It was a troll thing that I did over there, and then I made it into a thing. It had Metafinkel the angel in the quote, the Galukians quote, and Metafinkel became a thing where people now talk about Metafinkel the angel. There is no Metafinkel. I made it up.
That's why it pisses me off that you and Melanie can't get along, because you both are so good at trolling. So she's just a daemon. She's a daemon. She needs.
Yeah, she's someone that I don't think will ever get along with me.
That makes me sad. Stop being a demon, Melanie. You could have been a contender. You could have been trolling.
She could have been someone that has fun and laughs, and she just can't do it. That's the one. And the angel from heaven named Metafinkel said, "Woe unto those who lie and boast and take pleasure in slandering. Let them be cursed on this infernal earth." That's from the book of Galukians 11:9, which is obviously the reverse of the 9:11, 9 double hockey. I call it 9 double hockey sticks.
See, I think people would be so offended, and I think it would be so funny if you and I got together and decided to write our own Bible, but that could get us put into a psych ward.
Yeah, well, Jack got angry recently. I was on a channel and the guy started attacking me, insulting, using ad homs, and just being. It was the Machine Lies, that Islamic guy.
I don't know him well, but I think
Muslim.
I know what he looks like, and he knows what I
He's
look
got
like.
long dark hair and he always wears sunglasses because he has googly, lazy cross eyes. That's why he hides his eyes.
Tommy made a funny little clip of him saying "big time, big time."
Yeah, the big time, the big time. He's got this kind of distinct voice of the big time, the big time. He's from Michigan. He has a Michigan accent. I think he's from Dearborn, where all the Muslims live, and he is a Muslim. But anyway, my point is, I know his name is Muhammad, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm aware of that. He's told me. It's not me making it up. And a lot of Muslims are named Muhammad. And I went on a panel, and he started kind of attacking me, saying Stephen or Stevie or Stephanie or something or Queen and all this stuff, like being insulting. And I said something like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And they said, "What have you been doing?" And I said, "Oh, I was just drawing Muhammad," which is a joke, obviously, for people that are intelligent. You're not supposed to draw their prophet Muhammad, but I could have meant him, Muhammad, the person that was on panel with me, or I could have meant their prophet Muhammad.
I think Muhammad is the most popular name in the world, and there's Muhammad Ali. You could have been.
But you're not supposed to draw the prophet Muhammad, right?
Right.
They hate that. They get violent over that. They will unalive you if they think you're drawing their prophet. So I said, "Oh, I was just drawing Muhammad," and I didn't specify prophet or the guy on the stage with me. He was right there, and they said, "No, you weren't." And even Jack chimed in and goes, "You're a liar. Show the picture. Show the drawing that you prove it, then, Stephen, or you're lying." They don't get a joke.
Sounds like a high school cafeteria. Take out your backpack. Let me see your three-prong binder, Steven.
It's just like I'm making a fucking joke because the guy's name is Muhammad. They never understand anything. And it's like that's part of the reason why I don't like them. Because humor shouldn't need to be explained. It ruins it. And with that type, I always have to explain it because they can never catch on. Never. It's not just one example. I don't think Muhammad's ever gotten, the Machine Lies has gotten one of my jokes. And Jack, I would say at least 9 out of 10 sail whoosh right over his head. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get what I'm talking about referencing. Not just that time. And he'll say, "You're a liar, Stephen, that you lied about drawing Muhammad. I don't believe you." It's like you didn't get the joke. In Islam, I'm talking to a Muslim saying I was just drawing Muhammad and drawing him on toilet paper. You just don't get it.
Okay, I have 2 clips prepared. One is a Hell Realm clip where we're just looking at a complete demon and seeing
Viking Strong is the same guy in the chat, though. Sorry for interrupting, but that's the same troll that follows me around obsessively. He was here earlier. You banned him. It's the same one.
I banned.
So
okay, just quick. Yeah, I'm happy to ban every single time. Don't hesitate to tell me and stop me. We want every single one gone.
He's obsessed with me. He wishes he could visit me at my condo in Vancouver. He's a stalker.
I want to go to your condo in Vancouver. I have a funny story about
beautiful city.
Squamish. Have you been to Squamish?
No, but stay away from Hastings.
Okay,
it's drug addict city. It's terrible. But the rich area of Vancouver is gorgeous. It's like 2 different worlds in one city. It's that extreme. It's probably the most extreme city in Canada for rich versus poor. Like the difference is it's like another world.
Okay.
It's that bad. I mean, it's like the Canadian version of Kensington. I don't know if you're familiar, Philadelphia, drug addict city. Drugs. It's like that. It's gotten that bad. It's zombie drug addict city.
I've never seen someone on at some point in time, people started taking the drug that makes you stand up but hunched over.
Yes, that's what they're like.
Falling and breaking your skull. This allows you to somehow keep standing. So it's literally like the zombie apocalypse is beginning.
That's exactly what I mean. It looks like It looks like that whole area has been taken over by zombies. Not just because they're bent over, they're drug addicts, they're dirty, they're talking to themselves. And it's also open drug use is what nobody gets arrested at all for any drug. It's all legalized. It's all cops can walk right by. They can be doing crack. They could be injecting heroin needles. They could do anything openly in front of children on the sidewalk, right in front of shops, restaurants, coffee shops. It's all like, it's unbelievable. If you drive through there and you look, it's just like, this is the zombie apocalypse. This is fucking hell realm. This is what I expect the future to look like in this realm. And people will say, well, that's negative.
It's being data collected. It's like pockets of areas where they're not prosecuting drug dealers. They're allowing the drugs in, and the cops are letting people do the drugs.
Yeah, it's intentional.
Keeping them alive. So it's
all engineered.
It's not just engineering, but also to get more information so that they can use what they've learned to implement the next incremental step. You've heard of the term Overton window, right? Where they're incrementally social engineering. But let me show you this.
And that ties in a bit with David Icke's old totalitarian tiptoe.
Yeah.
Where they tiptoe you gradually, and then eventually there's the Overton window that you cross.
You don't sound like you're getting too tired, right? Because I keep getting paranoid that I'm going to run out of time talking to you before I go through my tabs.
No, I'm okay. I had a nap actually and just woke up about an hour before we went live.
All right.
So I'm fine.
Okay.
I just want to say that, it's that is, you could look at the future. You could look at that area of Vancouver or Kensington, certain areas of Canada and United States, and you're looking at the future, except in the present.
New Orleans, I think, is like a savage jungle of mind-controlled robots that have been socially engineered, but under the veneer of this culturally significant ancient town that makes so much money in tourism. But so because everyone's paying attention to how beautiful the French Quarter is and all the history, and we have to preserve this culture because it's a survivor of when there was slavery, and just for all these reasons, everyone's like, there's nowhere in the world like New Orleans. But really the truth is it's where you're allowed. It's like Las Vegas, where you're just allowed to be debaucherous and evil and act like a hoe. And there's like a giant murder rate and people dragging people in the street. And I hate to be sounding like a whining, I hate to sound like I feel like a victim, but I do feel like when he was threatening to drag me, that tow truck driver with the cornrows, I mean, I keep getting flashbacks of it because I had an adrenaline rush, because it's really hard to scare me. I used to watch gore movies because I felt like if I was scared, it would remind myself that I'm human. So, and I thought it was funny recently when you said, I don't think I've ever cried before. And people just like, oh, he must be so psycho if he's never cried. I don't even know if I have tear ducts. It's like, seriously? You don't think he cried when he was a baby who came out of the room? It's more funny to watch you hanging around idiots. That's funny.
Yeah, that was just the other day. Was that yesterday or the day before? It was very recently.
Yeah, it could have been today because it's so fresh in my mind and I can still laugh at it.
That was so funny. Now that I think, I was serious. I was not serious, but I was trying to come across without laughing as I was saying it. But looking back, it's hilarious when you said it. I don't even think I didn't forget about it. But you saying, "Oh, I don't even think I have tear ducts." I remember saying that now, and they just fell for it completely. They just fell for it completely.
Did you think that I was sitting out here thinking, oh my gosh, how interesting. He's never cried. He must be so fucked in the head. No, I was sitting here laughing hysterically and thinking, I can't believe that you're not laughing. And other people, they're like cattle to be.
You know what it is? I think it's easier for me to do it on the internet, on YouTube, on a show, and play a character or a persona or just comedy like that and not laugh. Because in a sense, I'm not thinking about it. I'm getting like into character without really thinking about it. If you get what I'm saying, like it's like playing a role in a play. I played in plays when I was younger. I was always the one in elementary school that they would vote and I wasn't really into it, theater or the school plays and Christmas plays. They'd always want me to be in the play, or if not the main character.
Look,
And I'd
while
always
you're
get
talking about
praised.
being the main character, Landry,
Hey, Landry.
try
Hey,
and get.
Blandry.
See, you're jealous. He's talking about something that some people could only dream of. I've started to play.
This
It's
is
really
exactly
hard.
what I mean.
They're
This is what they do.
We've
They
started
can't.
plays, Landry, and King Stephen made better AI music than you did. You have to face the truth and look into your creative self. You're never going to make money on AI unless you put your heart into it. But instead, everything's a game to you, Blandry. Come on, Blandry. We're going to keep it real here.
And Jake Williams, he's the same guy that he's the guy that talked about my condo, the same guy using another sock account.
Wow.
It's the same one.
Feel free to keep making new email addresses. It takes me 2 seconds to ban you, you cockroach.
That's what he does. He's a cockroach, and Landry is jealous. I told Landry he's jealous recently. It's funny that you said he's jealous because I tagged him in a post and I said, it's obvious, Landry, the way you speak of me all the time, your jealousy shows. Like, it's not hidden. Everyone can see it. It's intelligent.
But Landry, seriously, I gave you some advice when you first were cursed with stumbling upon the immaturity of the panelverse, when you could have gone your whole life without being exposed to these jokes and daemons. Landry, don't you think now, think about it, don't be influenced by how you have this need to be popular or be relevant in this panelverse. You know damn well that King Stephen is extremely intelligent, and the way that he is conducts
and
himself
handsome
and
a better voice than Landry, a better speaking voice, singing voice. Yes. And he's jealous.
What a good voice is? My job is recognizing good voice.
Landry mumbles. He's a mumbler. He's had to work on that. He even admits that much, that he came on mumbling on YouTube.
Well,
he has a voice.
Jaren too long. He adopted a little bit of Jaren's mannerism, and that does happen when you're working for someone for so long. You start talking like him, and he talks like Jaren.
I haven't seen Napoleon Dynamite. Stripe said Landry sounds like that Kip character from Napoleon Dynamite. I'll have to see a clip of that. I don't know.
That's the brother, I think, that had the tranny black girlfriend.
I haven't seen the movie because I don't watch very many movies at all. But that James Jason is another. It's the same guy again, using another alt account.
Landry, you keep interrupting, and I'm trying to go through these clips with King Stephen so that we can just relax and continue the conversation. And someone always has to come in and distract.
Ban James Jason. He's the same character. New account.
All right. And if I'm going to play this, this clip, and then I'm going to play a joke about equality, and it's just one of my favorite jokes from Patrice O'Neill. But I hope I'm at a good part, because we can't watch the whole
I like
thing.
Patrice O'Neill. I liked him on the it, Opie and Anthony show.
Yeah, and he had his own show called Black Phillip, where it was like.
Oh yeah, and I saw that on you. I used to watch that on YouTube. Some of his shows, but I actually think he worked so well on the Opie and Anthony show. There was chemistry there. If you watch on YouTube, there was a lot of. He was hilarious on that show.
You remember the best capture of his laugh was when he was in with Opie and Anthony, and they brought in that retarded guy named Bobo. And what they were doing is they would go from speaking about sports to talking about breasts, and they had his pants down. And this could never fly in 2025. This is exploitation of a retarded person, but this was, how it was. Like, I'm just telling the truth about this thing. It was called the up and down game. So every time they'd switch the conversation to sports, his erection would go soft. And then every time they talked about boobs, he would have an erection, and Patrice would laugh his ass off. Can I show that to you too? See, I have so much to show you.
That's crazy.
Actually,
I remember one of the episodes, they were laughing at Patrice for him talking about like a briefcase or suitcase full of dildos, something like that, where he had like these glass dildos. And I think Opie or Anthony saw them somehow. I think it might have been Patrice taking them to Brazil, traveling down to Brazil. And I think he went down to Brazil Not with Opie or Anthony, but that other
Jim
small
Norton.
guy that
Small
used to
guy,
be on
Jim
the.
Norton. Jim Norton.
Yeah, that guy.
Yep,
And
I
they
know it
went there
all.
and they like got some escorts or hoes or something, Brazilian
Yeah,
hookers
the
that.
girlfriend experience where they're really nice to you and they don't act like the bitches here. Where you're like,
Yeah, and they actually was it they stayed with them like for a weekend or something?
yeah, you're paying for
That
them to act like your girlfriend for the whole weekend, and they're so nice, and the way that they joke around and
oh,
imitate.
that's the girlfriend experience.
That's the
They
girlfriend
do
experience.
you think they see those guys now that I think about it, I remember this was years ago that I saw that, but
I'm so
do
happy
you
we're
think
talking
they were
about.
pretending to be nice, or do you think they might actually in a way be more that way? Because why wouldn't
Okay,
American escorts
so
copy the same model?
in America, the kind of guys that are getting hookers are, beating them up and they're low lives and they're probably dirty. In Australia, they have something called walking into the light where the hooker has to look at the penis first under a light to make sure it's not dirty. Like there's all these different ways of being
What?
hosed. You
I've
didn't hear
never heard of that. Walking
light?
into the light.
Yeah. Gosh, if anyone's Australian out there, just type 1.
That's crazy. I'd never heard of that before. They actually examine the penis. They look at instead of just a dick pic, they're examining it under like a bright light or something.
Yeah, and the way I know this is because there's another comedian who brought his friend with muscular dystrophy to get fucked for the first time, and so he had to position his wheelchair under the light before the could be with
Oh man,
disabled
that's
kid.
crazy. He had to whip out his dick in a wheelchair under the light, and then who examines it? The hooker?
The hooker, yeah, the hooker is the one who is the judgment of whether or not it's clean enough.
Oh
And
wow.
so yeah, I don't know how I'd have to show you that clip too, but I have a clip already we have the up and down game, and this is the best funniest laugh of Patrice ever. So it's censored because the speaker, can you see my screen?
Yeah, Van Steven friend. He's spamming. He's the same guy again.
All right,
He
now
just created that.
Now, if there's anyone that
Troll.
needs to be banned, I'll be looking at this tab, so you can just. I'll do it when I get back, but I'm going to go to this tab now to do the Bobo because we can spend a couple minutes ignoring.
Yeah, let's see the Bobo. Is Bobo the same character that was on the Howard Stern show, or is this a different Bobo? I think there was a Bobo on the Stern
Completely
show.
different. You might think of no, yeah. There's two different Bobos, but I just want to say, echo chambered. I'm sorry if you're shocked by how I'm speaking, but a lot of times I just need to take a break from the seriousness associated with Crow 777 Radio, and I've been deleted so much for freedom of speech that basically I treat this channel like kind of like just a public hangout with a friend. And so yeah, this is
Me. Fuck you, pal. Oh, he's disappointed, but he's called "fuck you, pal." That's hilarious.
That is ironic. That is ironic. See, we all
shocked how you're speaking, but yet it's me. Fuck you, pal. It's like what? Rose, how dare you talk like this? It's me. Fuck you, pal.
Maybe he really is being. Maybe
the language police is called "fuck you, pal." I mean, oh my goodness.
No, maybe he has a sense of humor. Maybe he really is maybe he has a sense of humor. Anyway, you can.
Oh wait, hold on a second. I'm sorry for interrupting, but there's someone that just joined on my. I'm reading. Hello to Louise. Hello to everyone in my chat.
Yeah, let's shout out everyone in your chat right now.
Louise is there. Hello, shout out to Louise, to the Green Man, to Footprints, Tyler, TG, not a robot. There's a bunch of people here. Gary tuned in. Oh, there's someone that's disappointed in my language, and their name is I am a cunt. Is disappointed. Oh my goodness! And you're disappointed in my language? What's going on here with these people? So disappointed and shocked in my language, and they have a name like that. Get rid of that person in my chat, moderator, please. I'm not over there, but they're disappointed in my language, and they have the audacity to call themselves I am a cunt. My goodness. The language police, for language police, they sure have these offensive, shocking names, don't they? Fuck you, pal, and I am a cunt. I mean, my goodness.
Well, I understand why it might be surprising because I always try to be as professional as possible. Just like I was saying, like, I don't know if you were here, fuck you, pal, but I played in the beginning of David Weiss had a meltdown and he was so unprofessional. He was like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
I was just teasing, by the way. I didn't know if they were, I don't know you if you're disappointed or not. I was just joking. I was making jokes about it.
Yeah.
You know, don't take it seriously, but I think fuck you, pal would be a great name to go to fuck it in Thailand and call it fuck it. And I'm fuck you, pal, and fuck it Thailand. I mean, that'd be hilarious, a skit of somebody
Can we go
doing
to
that.
this retarded guy's
Yeah.
penis? We
Yeah.
want to, thank you.
Roll it.
Does she want to take you to a motel after?
Patrice is like, his laugh is amazing.
Well, yeah, of course. I figured that she'd slide those little thong panties off. To a motel.
Does she wear a bra?
Yeah, but you know what I might do to get her to some of that stress factory? I might get her one of those. Maybe that thing that says
Jesus fucking crying.
Jesus God.
He walked out.
He walked out because so they're talking about sports and then they just started mentioning, you know, female stuff and he just had an instant boner and Patrice just thought it was the most hilarious thing that he was ever laughed on camera. And in 2025 you could never have a you know, bring in a mentally disabled person to a radio show and make fun of their
You can't do anything these days. People think everything's offensive. There was someone in Jack's chat, and I'm not picking on Jack. I know you're friends, and it's fine with me. I'm not trying to make anybody not like him, but there's this Trexty character, and the other day she was calling me racist. Excuse me. I had a lot of iced coffee, but she was calling me racist for saying Negro and darky, and I took a screenshot and she's like, oh, and Margot doesn't think he's racist. King Stephen is saying the words Negro and darky. I mean, just those words offend people these days. You could never have a show like we just watched. That would never happen. They would never allow that to be in the mainstream. Fuck, they wouldn't even allow. I don't even think you could get away if you started something like that and it became popular on YouTube or platforms like this. It would be fucking banned or canceled, or the left would come after it. The comedy police and the language police. That's what I nicknamed the people that want to control everyone. It was so much more fun back then. It was more free for language, for comedy, for laughter. People could laugh at stuff rather than thinking everything has to be silenced and everyone has to be canceled and every show has to be canceled. I mean, we're in an era of language tyranny.
All right.
If you think about it, and comedy tyranny.
I've got another. So I've got a Patrice harassment joke, and this relates to equality. So I picked a joke that's relevant to our conversation because you and I are both logical and realistic enough to know that a bear is different than salmon, right?
Yes.
You're not going to be able to compare a bear to salmon. You can't, apply the same standards to each one, right? So that's the premise of this joke that's so funny. Hold on, let me find it. I think this
Can
is
a mod
hysterical.
ban George Butter? That's the same person again, the same troll.
All right. I'm going to do that as soon as I click play.
Okay. Do you have any mods though in the chat right now? Frank Monday, he's been talking about me. I'm not gonna ban him or tell you to ban him, but he came in respectful, which is weird because he usually just calls me odious and vile and trash talks me everywhere. But Frank, maybe you'll be on your best behavior tonight. Maybe you'll change. I don't know.
Well,
I hope so.
If he's not a mod, so if I make Frank a mod, then maybe we can find out if he's trustworthy to
That's not a bad idea, actually.
things. Yeah, let's find out if Frank Monday
Is
wants
Emily a
to
longtime
do it.
viewer?
I
She's
have
been leaving some decent comments. I've never
no
seen her.
brand new. So so thank you so much, Emily, for being here, and you can sub to both of our channels, and welcome to the clown show, which is what this world seems to be. I'm going to go look at my own channel now and make Frank a mod, because I really have had some nice conversations with him. And let's see if, yeah, I don't want to hear my own voice though. But I'm going to make Emily a mod, and we'll see if she's a genuine person, or maybe she's actually someone who's just been waiting to say something crazy. You want George Butter gone?
Yeah, and I also want to ask you a question. It actually spurred me to think of this. What are your thoughts on, in general, people that are obsessive and stalkers? What do you think that is? Like, do you have any thoughts or theory on what drives certain types of people to
Uh-huh.
become
Yeah.
obsessed on the internet?
Not everyone is the same, but I can definitely give you one example, which is physical pain and ailment. So I know that Snafu, he has a lot of medical problems. And so sometimes when he hyper focuses on certain people, I think that I can relate to it, because I'll hyper focus on things like work to distract myself from my physical suffering. It's a fact that you can mentally decrease your pain by laughing or by working on some kind of project. So I remember when I first met Snafu, he kept calling a certain person a pedophile. But I didn't believe him, because I could see that it was an obsession that was filling a void that was created by pain. That's just one example of why someone might be hyper focused or obsessed. Now, when are you talking about stalker as in finding out personal information and doxing and showing up at someone's door?
In some cases, I could be, but I wasn't even thinking of that. I was thinking more of stalker type behavior, following some around. Like they followed me here because I'm live streaming your show and I'm a guest here. So they came here. The person that's been using 5, 6, 7, whatever different accounts tonight follows me, not just here to your show, but any channel that I'm a guest on. They will see me live streaming it and go there, go into the chat, try to get on with me, follow me around YouTube, follow me around the internet. They haven't taken it outside of the internet. Potentially they could. It would be unwise of them to do that, because I can defend myself. So I think it would be making a big mistake if they decided to take it to so-called real life. They would be making a big mistake. But you left an apology. What's this?
Interesting. Yeah, let's look
I
at
don't
this.
even know who Emily is.
Yeah, I left Stephen.
But I like your theory, Rose. Sorry, I wanted to just say I do like, that's interesting. I don't think I've thought of that before. The pain
It's just one event.
obsession. Yeah, it's one. It's not a fit all one size fits all. I know
I
what you're
have
saying.
another theory too. I think that a lot of people, unfortunately, are becoming a victim to the grifters of the YouTube chat. They don't have a community, and they're looking for a tribe to accept them. So, like a gambling, because I know that there's a couple people out there, I know for a fact they've told me that they went from a gambling addiction to sending super chats, and it's rooted in trying to find a belonging. So let's say you've been sending super chats to someone for a long time, and then they kind of write you off and ban you. That can really upset them and make them realize, oh, I was actually being in a rent-a-friend situation. That person, that content creator, didn't really care about me. And then that could cause them to be obsessed. I've seen so many different examples of why someone would become obsessed. Even grounded extracts, those people that we had on our show for a while, and then they turned out to be batshit crazy and made accusations that weren't correct. It was a huge inconvenience to delete their shows, and it was our promotion of them that allowed them to even move and buy a nicer house for their family, so that they made just a horrible decision. And I just don't understand why people do what they do. It doesn't make any sense to me sometimes why people would be so unprofessional, but I kind of went off on a tangent there.
Do you think there could be, in some cases, a homosexual component to some of these male stalkers that follow me around? They might be getting a boner, just following me around, like they're gay and they're in the closet and they're incels. There's a lot of
Absolutely.
incels on YouTube.
Yeah, and also there are examples where when discussing the transhumanist and eugenics agenda, and when discussing things that are actually proven to be true, like atrazine making the frogs gay, there's a certain demographic of quote unquote truthers who listen to the show, and they'll become offended if someone makes a comment about a rise in gay or the promotion of gay as an agenda, without realizing that nobody's trying to say that there's no such thing as gay people. Sometimes it is just suggested that gay people are used as a pawn for social engineering purposes. So it's just that people don't understand the relevance, and I don't know if I'm even tying this back to what your question was, but okay, so sorry, my point is that these gay people who are listening to the show, anytime that they feel like their identity is being attacked, they will accuse the content creator, or in this case Crow or Jason, of being closeted homosexuals. So if you say anything about gay people that makes them uncomfortable, they're automatically going to go ahead and say, oh, they're just saying that because they're closeted.
I just meant the stalkers in the chat that are kind of anonymous. They don't show their face. They change their name. I think they might be closeted incels, like gay, and they're following people around like me. That's not grown men behavior. When you look at it in the 80s, 90s, I'm not sure exactly your age. I'm not trying to get your age. I'm just saying, when we grew up, that would have been gay. People would have said, you're stalking another man, following a man around. Like, that would have been viewed as gay. Like, people had been like, what are you doing? You're obsessing over a guy?
They'd probably
I didn't even obsess over girls. Like, I liked girls, but I didn't even chase girls or get obsessed with one girl. That would be obsession, but it would be straight. If a guy that's straight, high school, 20 years old, these are 20-something-year-old, supposedly adult men, obsessing over and following and stalking men on the internet. I consider that gay. I would have in 1980, 1985, 1990. I consider that the same way I viewed it then. That's gay. It would have been thought of as gay then, and I see it the same way today. I think that's gay.
That coochie chakra, coochie chakra, coochie chakra. Oh,
there you go.
Girl, let me hit that coochie chakra, coochie chakra, coochie chakra.
That was good timing, actually. It surprised me. I didn't know that you got it yet.
My spiritual chick. Ooh, my spiritual chick.
That's one of the songs that Steven introduced me to. Only a king. Nobody does it better at El
I
Diablo
found that,
Radio
and the first time I played it, I was laughing. I thought it was hilarious, and I play it usually either when someone's being gay or someone on the panel versus being a pussy, or I'll play it various times just to add some comedic effect. But I'm interested a little bit.
I gotta show you this joke before it loses its
Okay.
relevance, because I've been wanting to play it ever since you were talking about how different species are different from each other, and it's such a funny joke and it's naughty. So I think you're gonna laugh. I hope you do. Harassment Day.
And I'm not being foul, just, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Just so I can go through the rest of the day without pretending that I don't see. Which you understand what I'm saying? I mean, let's work out a deal. Don't get me fired. Having women work with men, right, is like having a grizzly bear work with salmon. Dipped in honey, like so. Dip the salmon in the honey, right? Grizzly bears, and the salmon get to walk through comfortable with honey and fish. And good morning, grizzly bears. And the grizzly bears is like, hey. He can't even growl like, what's up? Oh my God, human resources. The grizzly bear just did grizzly bear stuff. So, like I can't even go, hey, good morning, fish, good morning. Oh, I can't touch it like, oh, look at that. Oh, let me just get a little bit of that fish, a little bit. Get that honey. Oh my God. Fish and honey, man. That's my favorite. Usually I kill fish and eat them and stuff, but I just wanted to just rub a little bit of that. God damn. That's oppressive. Like you shouldn't even, and there's cameras everywhere. You can't do like weird stuff behind her back. Like
behind her back.
That would be disrespectful. I said, what's your name? Terrell. If I go, hey, Terrell, we work together. And I go, Terrell, hey, do me a favor. Let me know when you're getting up to go to the bathroom so I can sniff your chair.
Who does that? Is that even really a thing?
I've never done that.
Thank you for telling.
I think Frank Monday has done that. I think Frank does. Is a chair sniffer.
From being, like, I think there should be a holiday, for lack of a better word, harassment day, but not, that sounds
harassment
whatever,
day.
but I mean a day where I get to find out, like, because, and this is why it should be harassment day, because women get to be inappropriate sexually all the time. You get to be inappropriate. And when I say inappropriate, I mean say hello to me too close. Hi. Or some weird massage because you think we're friends and you, good morning, a little kiss, and he's just like, oh boy. And you think in your head, man, I want this.
boy.
But harassment day allows you to be able to ask all year. I say the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. And it's a beautiful day. Flowers and everything. You buy her flowers. You just real cool. You walk up. You're respectful. You say, hey, how are you? You know, good afternoon, Terrell. Happy harassment day. And you just like say, listen, I was wondering all year if you would suck my dick in the broom closet.
And they showed Terrell again, laughing.
And you just be like, no, thank you, I'm not. And you be like, thank you, keep the flowers. I just thought I made a mistake. I thought you was a hoe all year. I was confused. I thought you was a hoe, but
I thought you was a hoe all year.
I'm so happy that you're enjoying my clips.
I thought you was a hoe all year. I might have to steal that line and use it. I'll credit Patrice, but I might have to say that sometimes if a hoe shows up in my chat on my live streams. I thought you was a hoe all year.
You remember someone was offended by the word darkies? Well, look at this band that I've been a fan of for years.
Darkies and the Keys. Oh my goodness.
This band forever. I hope it's the song because there's one song that's my favorite, so I always get pissed off if I pick the wrong one, but you'll get the point. It's like they're stuck in the 80s, but also metal, but also obsessed with Michael Jackson. It's insane. It's hysterical. These are the darkies and the keys. Hurry up with this long beginning. Maravana. I hope this is a good song. Good example for you, King Stephen. You did the best. Look at these people.
Oh, damn. That's crazy.
That's a bad example. There's one where it starts off, and I swear he looks like a Muppet. He looks like a Muppet. It's the beginning that, oh, this is a full performance, so it can't be that one. I don't know if you're still seeing the screen. I wish you could see the one, the way it starts is just so silly and ridiculous. It makes you laugh. Is it Atarana? Where'd they go? He
Good
almost
night to the green man in my chat.
Look at this. Look at
Okay.
this. Up at the top. Look at this. Why is Michael Jackson's eyes there? Why are they obsessed with Michael Jackson?
MJ's eyes.
Look at the way it's funny to me.
That's the Machine Lies without his glasses on. Who's the fat guy in the end? The guitar.
I don't think any of these people are playing their instruments. I think they're just, I think there's only like, look at them. They're just. Sorry, I can't get over it. Look at him.
That's crazy.
So it's okay for them to call themselves darkies? I mean, what's
Yes.
the coolest?
It's a
darkies
great
I've
word.
seen?
Well, darkies is a great word. It's what's wrong with it? I mean, darkies, they'll talk about whiteies, white boy, stuff like that, but you can't say darkies or Negro, or it's crazy. But I got a phone call, so I'm gonna have to end my live stream and get going. I wish I could talk longer, but we have been on for, I think I've been here for like over 3 hours.
Yeah, it's been almost 4 hours. And you know what? The only thing that I didn't get to was this tab showing this child with a horrible, horrible deformity. So I think we could probably just end our stream on a high
Yeah,
note.
I'll end it on a high note.
Thank you
I'll
so
go
much.
out on a high note.
All right. Well, I'm going to play your song out. If you want to leave before the song ends, I totally understand. Thank you, King Stephen. Let's do this again sometime.
Yeah, definitely. We could do this again. We could even do this every week or two, once in a while, a regular show. If you
Yeah, for
wanted.
sure. I would love
We
that.
could,
All
I
right.
could, I'll come back anytime you want.
Pick up your phone. I don't want you to miss your phone call. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, I'll see you later, Rose. Talk to you soon.
See you later.
Bye.
Strong survive in battle. Warriors fight another day. For Valhalla.